Head Coach Jeff Williams as the Mavs travel to Greenwood to take on the Greenwood Bulldogs. Coach, tough game last week as the Mavs couldn't overcome Bentonville West fast start.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've got to give Bentonville West a lot of credit. They came in, they had a game underneath their belt, and kind of looking back on it, they probably should have beat Owasso, who's ranked really high in Oklahoma and ranked nationally, and came in here and had a good plan and did a great job. And going back and looking at our film, we talked last week about how many young guys we got, new starters, and you watch it, you put it on there, it looks like we had a bunch of guys that just hadn't played before. And but it's been a good week this week. We've gone in, and kids' attitude has been outstanding, and individually each kid's gotten better, and hopefully our team's gotten better.
A lot of different formations for the offense, Coach. Last year we saw a lot of 3, 4, 5 wideouts. This time we had 2 wideouts, a tight end, a fullback. A different formation to run the football, but what came out of that for me was the fact that Nathan Bogner caught some passes. He could be a good third option for Parker Wehunt.
He is, and Bog's been with us, for 3 years, 2 years starter. He's a guy that has experience, and that showed up obviously the other night. And the last couple of years we've had a lot more skilled kids, as far as Tyree Solomons and all those guys at receiver and Ricardo Savoys, and of course they've graduated, and that's one thing. What's fun about high school football is, people talk about systems, and you got this system. Well, you got to do what your personnel gives you, and so obviously we're using more tight ends and a lot more shifting and motion things we used to do probably 6 or 7 years ago, but we're getting better at it, and it's kind of, to be honest with you, because we hadn't done that in 3 or 4 years, so it's kind of a new offense for our guys also, and them having to pick that up, and even though we've done it a lot in the past, but it's new for these guys, and so, but I've seen this in practice this week. You can see the confidence more that they've got to play, and we just got to continue to get better, and if we do that, we're going to win some football games.
The offense got going in the second half. 2 touchdown passes by Parker Wehunt to Jake Tyler and Josh Hannon. But what I really liked about Parker Wehunt, Coach, was the fact that when the play broke down, he can scramble in open space.
He can move around a little bit. He's got some athletic ability, and he did a pretty good job with his reads. Needs to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. But and Parker's a great leader, and Parker takes coaching, and you got to watch the film. And he's one of those guys just hadn't been out there on Friday night before, and he's got a chance to be a good quarterback, and he just got to continue to work and get better.
The Fort Smith Flooring offensive player of the game was Josh Hannon.
Yeah, Josh made a big catch, and I tell you this also off the field, he's a National Scholar Merit, which is just tells you what kind of kid he is as far as on and off the field. I mean, that's a huge award, and Josh has been with our program for 3 years, played some last year, and with our 4 wide receivers, and knows what to do. It's great, great work ethic, great family, and he's got a brother Jack on plays defense for us. He's a good player, and Josh made a great catch, and I was excited to see that for Josh.
Bentonville West had some big plays in the passing game early.
Yes, they did. They came out, and we got 2 new corners, and really 2 new safeties also. And so, Dakota Wareheim and Eli Lyles, they played a little bit last year. Eli played more linebacker, but I thought Dakota did a great job of coming up in the run game and making some good tackles. But we just got out of position a couple of times and got turned the wrong way, and had a couple of buster coverage, and we got to do a better job communicating back there.
The defense settled down as the game went on, Coach. They forced a turnover on downs and also had 2 interceptions.
I thought they played hard. I mean, that's one thing I could say about the team. I thought, we made a lot of mistakes, but we played extremely hard, and this bunch likes to play. And but I was really proud of the way our defense stepped up. Even though they went down and scored and made a couple, explosive plays. We regrouped and they were out there a lot. I mean, offensively we struggled. I think we had 5 or 6 3 and outs right in a row there, and they had to go back out there and play, and looked like we were in pretty good shape, and they kept playing hard, and as the game went on, I thought they played better.
As we talked about, Coach, the potential of this defense is there. We saw the heart of the defense in the second half. First possession offensively for the Mavs, we fumbled the ball. Defense is back out there. Bentonville West got a touchdown, but it took them 4 downs inside the 5-yard line to get the touchdown.
Yeah, we really had a great goal line stand there. Even though they scored, we lost contain, and they kind of had a busted play and lost contain. But they're on the 1-inch line; they couldn't get it in, and that's one thing Coach Cox has really installed in our defense is about attitude. Don't matter what the score is, don't matter what's happening. Our job is keep them out of the end zone, and like I said, this defense as the game went on, the better we played.
The Fort Smith Flooring Group defensive player of the game was Dakota Wareheim.
Did a great job. Came up and made some really big hits, had a big interception. Just a great player, played a little running back for us. And he's a very smart kid. He plays a lot of special teams for us, doesn't say a whole lot, but is a guy that's got a toughness about him that you rarely see a lot anymore. And he's going to be a great player for us.
We'll be back with more after this. This is Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Franco Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on in to Franco Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Franco Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Franco Furniture. You always win at Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Jewelry is something special given to someone special, and at Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, we understand that you want the very best for your money. We only use the finest quality diamonds and gemstones versus selling promotional quality items. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry wants to be your personal jeweler. If you can dream it, we can make it. From custom jewelry to repairs and watches, all services are done in our store. Cheshire's accepts all credit cards and offers 12 months same-as-cash financing. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, where our customers become our friends.
That's the secret phone.
The what?
Remember? I told you my dad's a shelter agent. When that phone rings, he rushes out to save the day. Whether someone's home or car gets damaged, my dad is always there to help. He has the coolest job ever.
Well, my dad's an astronaut.
That's cool too, I guess.
Find your insurance superhero at shelterinsurance.com.
For details, see Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Get excited about the most important meal of the day at the Egg and I restaurant. The Egg and I serves up delicious, fresh, cooked-to-order breakfast, brunch, and lunch entrees, all in a friendly, clean atmosphere. You'll love their healthy choices and fresh juices so much you'll want to sign up for the Egg Club loyalty card to earn free meals and coupons, or plan your next meeting in their meeting room. So now that you're egg-cited, make plans to visit the Egg and I restaurant at 3801 Planters Road. Call 242-3447. Open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Wanting a fresh feel, look, or decor for your home or space? Wasted Repurposed Marketplace has your specific look to fit your budget and your personality. Handpicked, vintage, antique, farmhouse, and so much more decor will have your visions becoming reality. Wasted also has it all for your fall, home, and holiday decorating. Voted a Best of the Best finalist for 3 years in a row. Shop at Wasted, 1520 Towson Avenue, or find them on Facebook. Wasted Repurposed Marketplace, 1520 Towson Avenue.
Chafee Construction wants to exceed your expectations as your local fully licensed contractor, specializing in no job that is too small or too large. Chafee Construction does roofing, siding, gutters, concrete, HVAC, plumbing, electric, flooring, painting, windows, and more. Whatever your needs, remember Chafee Construction can do it all. Locally owned, state licensed, and insured for your protection. Chafee Construction, 434-5203.
Proud sponsor of Southside Football. Go Landon.
Welcome back. Coach, as you look at your team tonight, what do you want to see from the Mavs tonight?
Well, I want to see us take care of the football, be more efficient on offense, obviously, and we've done some things where we're not having to read as much. We're going to get some one-on-one matchups, and they're, Greenwood's going to put a lot of people in the box. We got to be able to take some shots, and then defensively we go back and watch them against Northside. Besides them sneaking backs out of the backfield, they didn't throw the ball vertically very much, but just short screens and things behind the line of scrimmage. But they execute really well. Their receivers do a good job blocking. We got to play physical, and to be honest with you, we got to make the game just as nasty as we can make it. I mean, that's just the way we got to play it, and we got to play better in special teams and as far as coverage and things like that. But don't turn it over. Don't get caught up in the crowd. Don't get caught up in, this or that, and just sit down and play football and do your job. At the end of the day, it is not make mistakes that we made last week and tackle well. And if we'll do those things, we'll be okay.
We seem healthy for tonight's game.
We are pretty healthy. Angel Hernandez has got a shoulder. He will not play. He should be back. Got great news this week. Jack Clark, who tore his ACL, it's an unbelievable story. He tore his ACL in the spring. He's not full speed, won't play tonight, but he's coming back. And so we are healthy coming out of week one, which is a real positive, and had a good week of practice, good week of preparation, but had a very physical week in practice, and we're looking forward to the game.
Tell us about Greenwood.
Greenwood's got a new quarterback, and they've got they're Greenwood. I mean, that's the best way. That's what you talk to other coaches throughout the state, and you ask about them. They say they're Greenwood's Greenwood. New quarterback. They get the ball out quick. They're getting, as far as offensively like they always do, but they're not taking, say, a couple of years ago, Connor Nolan, the vertical shots and things like that. Now, they'll take them, but they're, like I said, getting the ball out quick. Got a good running back defensively. Not really that big, but they do a good job being where they're supposed to be. And like I said, we're going to get some one-on-one matchups, and we got to win those.
Coach, it's a great football atmosphere at Greenwood.
It is. And, our kids get excited to go down there and play. Just if when Greenwood comes up here and play, it's a rival game, no doubt. Probably our two biggest games, Greenwood and Northside, and our kids know their kids know our kids, and it's always a lot of fun, and I know our kids are looking forward to it and excited about it.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll head to the stadium after this. You're listening to Southside Beverett Football on Spread 106.3.
People say that Links at Chaffee Crossing is the best barbecue they've ever had and a great place to sit down and watch the game on TV. So come on in and discover Links at Chaffee Crossing for yourself. A relaxed atmosphere, great barbecue, delicious sides, mouth-watering burgers, plenty of TVs to watch the game, a game room with a pool table, and more. Good food and good times await you at Links at Chaffee Crossing off Custer Boulevard, Fort Smith.
Hal's Beef Jerky is the place you gotta go.
For over 25 years, Hal's Homemade Beef Jerky has been offering their mouth-watering beef jerky with a variety of spices and flavors. Spend $20 at the store in Shady Point and get a free $5 bag. Hal's Homemade Beef Jerky is also available online at halshomemadebeefjerky.com or just call Hal at 918-635-5759.
Hal's Beef Jerky is the place you gotta go.
Hal's Homemade Beef Jerky in Shady Point, Oklahoma.
Franco Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on in to Franco Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Franco Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Franco Furniture. You always win at Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Chaffee Construction wants to exceed your expectations as your local fully licensed contractor, specializing in no job that is too small or too large. Chaffee Construction does roofing, siding, gutters, concrete, HVAC, plumbing, electric, flooring, painting, windows, and more. Whatever your needs, remember Chaffee Construction can do it all. Locally owned, state licensed, and insured for your protection. Chaffee Construction, 434-5203.
Proud sponsor of Southside Football. Go Landon.
Jewelry is something special given to someone special, and at Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, we understand that you want the very best for your money. We only use the finest quality diamonds and gemstones versus selling promotional quality items. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry wants to be your personal jeweler. If you can dream it, we can make it. From custom jewelry to repairs and watches, all services are done in our store. Cheshire's accepts all credit cards and offers 12 months same-as-cash financing. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, where our customers become our friends.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against monsters in the closet and grass so tall it swallows small children. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local Shelter Insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Learn more at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield. Wear your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley.
This has been the Mavericks pregame show on Spirit 106.3. Brought to you by Chris Dooley Shelter Insurance. Stand by. It's game time next.
Well, a very pleasant good evening. We're over here at Greenwood High School as the Southside Mavericks travel to Greenwood to take on the Greenwood Bulldogs. Last week, Southside fell to Bentonville West 38-13, while the Bulldogs beat Northside 38-10. Always a great atmosphere over here as we're about ready to play some football. And, Philip, you can't get any better as far as the high school atmosphere here at Greenwood.
No, it has kind of a college atmosphere to it. The whole town has showed up. Everybody's wearing their navy blue or something associated with Greenwood. And here we are, Keith, Friday the 13th. And to make it even stranger, it's actually a full moon on Friday the 13th. Now, superstition aside, what's going to happen on the field is what our question is tonight.
Well, let's just hope that the Mavericks get off to a better start than they did last week. They fell behind 31-zip before the half, and it was a game where they really kind of settled down. The defense played good towards the end of the first half, played good in the second half. The offense finally got rolling a bit in the second half. Got to do it early tonight.
Got to do it early, and I think this team is still trying to find their identity. And I think one of the keys will be that week between first game, second game, was there improvement perhaps in the kicking game? Was there improvement on the secondary? Really want to see that because Greenwood's going to test our secondary tonight.
Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast crew, Dalton Persons down the sidelines. Dalton, what's the feeling like down there? You look across the crowd, you see the students over there dressed like, they told me it was psychedelic. I think it's a bunch of hippies over there, but what a great atmosphere.
It's always a great atmosphere when you go to Greenwood High School and play a football game. You know, this is a team that about 10 years ago we started putting on our schedule every year, and I guarantee you the atmosphere here is better than just about any conference game we'll play all season. So it's a great test for our team to come out here in week 2 and see how they're doing against a lively crowd and a great team.
Exactly, and you talk about atmosphere. The only place I think even compares to this place is probably Bentonville. Bentonville, pretty much the same. But let's go ahead and talk about tonight's ball game. You look at some of the keys for Southside tonight. Definitely, I think the number one key for the Mavs is they've got to get some early stops. Got to control the football.
Got to control the game because I promise you, if you don't, and you don't, you're doing three downs and then you're kicking. You can't keep giving Greenwood the ball. It's got to be a ball control game. I think we learned something last week, that we are between the tackles team. Now, from coaching to we know that, everybody else knows that, to seeing it on the field can sometimes be two different things. But we know this coaching staff will do what they can to have these children ready.
And it's a game within a game, too. Gains on first down. I was watching Army and Michigan last week. It's a game within a game for Army. They want to run the football, so that first part of that game is getting 4 yards on first down.
4 yards on first down is a lot better than second down and 9. And you're really putting yourself behind the sticks when you do that, because whatever you do on second down, if you don't get the first down, you've really pressured yourself for a long third down, and I'd rather have second and 1. Maybe not happen all the time, but that's what we got to see with Greenwood. Can we have that kind of game where we're chewing up clock? Because they need time to score. And if they don't have the ball, obviously, in this game, it's very difficult to score.
Well, that's the key to controlling the football is it gets your defense off the field, but more importantly, it gets the Greenwood offense off the field.
Yeah, and we want to wear out their defense because, remember, it takes more energy to play defense than it does offense.
Exactly.
Offense knows where they're going to go. That doesn't mean that offense isn't a hard game and a physical game. It's just I know what I'm going to do. Defense is all reaction to what the other team is providing. As you know, is not only physically taxing, but it's also mentally taxing as well.
Again, we're at the Chris Dooley Shelter Insurance pregame show. Check out Chris Dooley at 2917 Old Greenwood Road. Give him a call at 479-646-6792. Free auto, home, and life insurance quotes. We'll be back with more after this. This is Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Football season is here at Crabtree RV in Alma. We make tailgating with your favorite team very affordable with discounts up to $15,000 off new fifth wheels and $10,000 off new travel trailers. Check out deals like the new Catalina with patio for as low as $249 a month. Browse the area's largest indoor showroom. And explore the new 2020 styles from Grand Design and Coachman Freedom Express. That's only at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Calico County is serving great American food in an atmosphere full of American memories. Their hearty portions are served with your choice of over 20 side items. They also have half-pound burgers plus a great selection of soups, sandwiches, and fresh salads as well. And their homemade cinnamon rolls will melt in your mouth. Calico County is cooking breakfast every day until 11 a.m. Visit their website, calicocounty.net, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or your catering needs. Roll on in to Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
Life would be so much easier if you could afford a reliable car. If you could get approved for financing and move past your credit history. With Byrider, it can be easier. Choose from our inventory of quality cars, all with great warranties or optional service plans. Plus, we'll work with your credit challenges to try and get you approved for financing. So you can stop saying if and start moving forward. Byrider. Buy, finance, drive on. Begin your online application today at buyrider.com.
Time to remodel your kitchen or bathroom? Dreaming of granite, marble, quartz, or soapstone and want quality workmanship, quick delivery, and competitive prices? Call Galetta Countertops today to schedule your professional consultation. Owner Jim Galetta will walk with you through your repair and remodel and guarantee to help you create the home of your dreams. Fully licensed, A+ rating. Visit their website at GalettaCountertops.com to browse the design gallery and call 648-0884 to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back to the Chris Dooley pregame coaches show. Philip, as you look at tonight's opponent, the Greenwood Bulldogs, it's a team that is no different than any team Greenwood puts out there. They put a good whipping on Northside last week. They've got a solid running back, Hunter Wilkinson, sophomore last year. This kid ran all over Southside. Yeah, if you look at last week, they took away Northside's strengths, running quarterback. They attacked the secondary. Excuse me. I don't really expect them to do any differently this week, except for we don't necessarily have a running quarterback, so they may just bring more pressure to the ball. But they are a team that hits on all cylinders. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. They're not going to be the biggest team you see. They're not going to be the most athletic, but they may be the best coach that you see.
And it's a team, too. You equate Greenwood with throwing the ball down the field. That's not necessarily true with this Bulldog team. They like to throw the swing passes, try to get somebody in space, make the first guy miss, and that's where the big plays happen. It's just getting the ball out. Their quarterback, Jace Presley, this is his first year to start. A lot of good quarterbacks have come through Greenwood, and, he's another one that looks like he's going to be a big-time player.
Yeah, I think they must separate them at birth down here. Something happens. But isn't it amazing that every time you come to Greenwood, they're not readjusting, they're reloading. And it's just new names to learn, but it's the same system, it's the same plays. One of the thoughts is you play them tight, and I'm talking about from a defensive standpoint, the receivers, and what they'll do is then they'll test you deep. So if you back off, worried about the deep ball, then they're going to come short on you almost every time. Most of their pass plays, if you look at them, are not over 10 yards long. But back to that screen game, that's just an elongation of the running game is all that is. But they usually have mobile linemen, and they can pull that off.
One matchup to watch tonight is the nose guard, Colton Irwin, had 48 tackles last year from his nose guard position. He'll be lined up with Marlon Briggs.
One of the things that I'm interested to see is so far our safeties are leading tacklers. And I said it last week, and I'll continue to say it, that can be a scary proposition. It can be a great thing if the safeties are really involved in supporting the run game.
As a fifth linebacker.
But I'm not sure that was the case last week.
Exactly. Again, we're just moments away from kickoff. Be back with tonight's kickoff after this. This is Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Franklin Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on in to Frank-Row Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Frank-Row Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Frank-Row Furniture. You always win at Frank-Row Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Your home for Southside Mavericks football. KZKZ Greenwood Fort Smith. Family-friendly radio, Spirit 106.3. The The wait is over. It's game time on Spirit 106.3. This is Southside Mavericks football. Brought to you by Frank Rowe Furniture, the best seat in the house.
Welcome back. Just about ready for kickoff, and Greenwood will receive the ball to start the ball game. Let's go down to Dalton Person on the sideline. Dalton, what was it like when Greenwood came out on the field?
If you can hear me, they are absolutely getting ready. I would expect Southside to play aggressive early. This is a fast Greenwood team, but the heaviest player they have is 260 pounds. I think you're going to see Southside try to make use of their speed, their size, and their numbers here in the first quarter.
Okay, kicking off for Southside will be Isaac Banda. Back deep will be Colin Daggett along with Caden Franks. Banda kicks it off. It's going to come down to the 15-yard line. He's at the 20-yard line. At the 25-yard line will be dropped at the 27-yard line. On the return is Colin Daggett. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they start the ball game at their 27-yard line. And again, Philip, I think the key for Southside is, I think last week what happened was you can't simulate the speed that Bentonville West brought to the table last week, and I think that really caught the defense off guard. They finally settled in, played pretty good. Once they got accustomed to the speed, going to have to do the same thing tonight.
Most definitely.
Chase Presley calls out signals, takes a snap. It's a quick swing pass over. That's Wilkinson catches it. Will be hit, knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain, actually 4 on the play, as Dakota Wareheim, along with Caleb Sanders, makes a play for the Southside defense, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Presley works from the pistol formation, has trip set wide side of the field, looks that way, throws the ball over the middle. It's going to be incomplete, dropped on the play. Coverage for Southside was Eli Lyles on the coverage. Intended receiver over there for Greenwood was Jay Strozer. Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down here early in the ball game for Southside.
Big 3rd down, and what we saw is what we normally see from Greenwood, little 5-yard patterns. Just settle down and hope to get the ball.
And Presley's a big kid. He's about 6'3", so he no problem shooting over the line. Here comes the heat. Here's a quick pass over the middle, complete at the 40-yard line. At midfield will be hit and dropped in Southside territory at the 47-yard line. Making the catch for Greenwood is number 88. That's Peyton Carter. It'll be 1st and 10th, the Southside 47-yard line. And you can't do that. You get them 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. And that was the area last week we talked about, Philip, was it seemed like the middle of the field was wide open.
Yeah, and they were on their heels, and they're going to continue to be on their heels when they give them a 1st down. There was a little pick play on the outside, and the 3 guys got confused.
We got a stack set to the short side of the field. To Presley's left, at Southside again in a 3-3 defense. They'll have 5 D-backs. Here's a quick slant pass complete at the 45, and it'll be driven out of bounds by Wareheim. Makes a play for the Southside defense. On the catch is Caden Taylor. Will bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 7. 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
It's a home field spotter, Keith.
I saw that in the game last night. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. Presley calls out signals, has Wilkinson in the backfield. Wilkinson gets a handoff. He's going to be hit and dropped on a great defensive play. The ball's loose on the play. Southside has it. They're going to run it down to the goal line. They're going to call him down.
Great defensive effort. In fact, met him past the line of scrimmage, and that's what you got to do to disrupt their run game.
Yeah, I believe that was big old Landon Chafee making the play for the Southside defense. Will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 7.
Of their 5th play, that was their first run. So I'd like to say they're a completely balanced team, but I don't think that would be accurate.
Well, it's kind of like Gus Malzahn. If Rick Jones had his others, he would like to run the football as much as possible as long as it's there. But a good job by Landon Chafee stuffing out that play. This time they'll go with 2 receivers each side of the field as Presley wants to throw the ball, throws the ball, going to be complete for a 1st down, and goes backwards back to the 37-yard line.
It's right at the line.
Yeah, on the catch is Peyton Carter. And, yeah, I saw a game last night, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and they're going to spot him just short, just about well, they're going to talk about it now. And I'll tell you the story last night. I was watching Carolina. The guy was tackled about a half yard short of the 1st down, and it became 4th down. When they spotted the ball to the other official, he moved it across the line. So didn't question it.
Yeah, never give it to the generous one. Well, they've decided they need to measure, and we'll find out what the results are of that.
Yeah, it's going to be close, and this could be a big play for Southside if
They
you
are
get a
short.
hold. Yeah, they're short on the play. So one thing you'll notice, too, with teams that like to run the pistol, wildcat formations, shotgun, whatever, is they're not very good going into the center to take the snap.
They don't like to do that. In fact, I mean, think about a goal line situation. You see it in the NFL. They'll line up in a shotgun. I mean, you would have been screamed off the field if you'd done that 20 years ago. What are you doing?
Yeah, Brandon Allen was the worst about that when he was at Fayetteville. He couldn't go under center, and Tyler Wilson took him a couple of years to get used to going under center when he was with the Razorbacks.
A Greenwood product.
Again, fourth down, fourth and about half a yard. They'll have two backs in the backfield as Presley calls out signals. Trying to draw him off sides, now he looks to the sideline. 18 seconds on the play clock. 10:44 on the game clock. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Wilkerson. Has the first down. Will be inside the 35 down to about the 30-yard line to gain a 7 on the play. Making the play for the Southside defense is big old number 58, Jeremiah Van Hook. Will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll spot the ball at the Southside 31-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the opening drive for the Bulldogs. Here's a snap to Presley. Wants to throw the ball. Looks down the field. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield at the 39-yard line. What a great job by the defense. It's big old number 44 for Southside making the play. Jack Hannon from his right defensive end will bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 18 for the Bulldogs.
And it's about a 10-yard loss, Keith, and think about it. Now we're ahead of the chains as opposed to being on our heels.
And the good thing about this drive, if there is one, is they're making them work for everything.
Yeah, nothing easy.
Presley wants to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. It's an inside screen. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 39-yard line. What a great defensive read. That's Landon Chafee making the play on Trayton Dawson. And
flag on the far side of the field. Great. He ran the tunnel screen right into the mountain there. There wasn't a tunnel. We're waiting to see what the referees have to tell us.
Also on the bottom of the pile was Eli Lyles. And I figure it be maybe a procedure penalty on Greenwood would be my guess, and I think I'd decline that if that's the case.
When you're sending everybody out for a pass route, I can see where you wouldn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage. So.
They confused the referees on that play, too. They were going to mark 5 yards.
There was some discussion.
If you can mark it off and get the down, we take it. 3rd down, 3rd and 18 for the Bulldogs. Presley calls out signal, says Wilkinson to the backfield. Trip set to the right of Presley. Presley looks that way, wants to throw the ball, has time to throw the ball, throws it down the middle of the field, complete inside the 10. He's at the 5-yard line where he's pulled down over there by Jay Washington.
They're overloading our side, Keith, and it's causing our linebacker to have to catch a pretty fast player. And the linebacker there was about 10 yards behind on the play.
Yeah, and that was Justice Randolph. But what's frustrating about the play, though, Phillip, is the fact that it was 2nd and 18. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson up the middle. Is going to get down to about the 2-yard line.
Their Achilles heel is going to be we're going to have to pressure him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Right now, when he can stand there and find his guy, you get those weird matchups on defense, offense. That's what he's looking for.
He's second goal at the 2-yard line. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson. Is hit. Will fall in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, that was one of those plays where, you got yourself in that hole, and it's just hard to work your way back out of it.
Well, we go back to the 3rd and 18, and teams like Greenwood, though, you can't let your dauber down at all. I mean, they can, turn things on any time. On for the extra point is Jackson Stewart. Ball is down, kick is up, and no signal. Your kick is good. 9:09 to go here in the first quarter. Greenwood leads Southside 7-zip. Be back with a Bulldog kickoff after this. This is Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Warning! The prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 0 Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Back to the Mavericks game now on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back. That was a 11-play, 73-yard drive for the Bulldogs, culminating with a 2-yard touchdown run by Hunter Wilkinson. And we were talking about during the break, the frustrating thing is Southside had them 3rd and 18, couldn't make the play. And we'll go down to the sideline after this kickoff by Greenwood and want to see what the feel is on the Southside sidelines after the Greenwood drive. As kicking off will be Jackson Stewart. Here's a kick by Stewart that's going to go deep. It'll be fielded by Eli Lyles at the goal line. Steps in the end zone, but they're not going to call it down. Will be hit and dropped at about the 13-yard line. Let's take it down the sidelines with Dalton Person. Dalton, it was a play that they picked up on us, 3rd and 18. They get the first down, get the touchdown. Got to be frustrating for the Southside defense.
That's right, Keith. That was probably at least a 12-yard drive, or I'm sorry, a 12-play drive, if not more, although it only took about 3 minutes. And on about 10 of those 12 plays, Southside did a great job on their defense. They gave up 2 long passes, and that was all of the difference in the score of 7-0.
Exactly. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavs. They'll start this drive on their own 14-yard line as Parker Weehunt will be your quarterback. Jay Washington in the backfield. They want to throw the ball, and it looks like there's going to be a sack back there. He's going to be pulled down back at the 6-yard line. Not much time there to do anything. I believe that was Tayshawn Leader making the play. Be a loss of 6 on the play, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 16 for the Mavs, and that's what happened last week, Philip, with 2nd, 3rd, and long all night.
Well, the linemen have got to stay home and pick up that blitz because that was a little bit of a delayed blitz from the side. And once you're overloaded there, the tackle can't take both people on.
Also, it looked like that Weehunt maybe wanted to try to take the ball down the field, did the pump fake, and by that time he just had to tuck it in. Here's a handoff to Washington off the left side, gets to the outside. He's at the 10, crosses the 15, gets up to about the 16-yard line. They'll spot it at the 17-yard line. Nice gain for Jay Washington on 2nd down.
Maybe the longest gain he's had this year.
It was good to go outside. That was we talked about last week. We could not get the ball outside. A good job by Washington, turning the corner and getting what he could.
The line sealed that side, and I don't think Greenwood has the pursuit speed that Bentonville West did.
No, I don't think they do, and they definitely don't have the size.
Maybe the Achilles heel tonight.
Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for the Mavs. They trail 7-zip early in the ball game. As Weehunt takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, he's going to run, tuck it and run this time. Across the 20, gets up to about the 22-yard line. The ball's on the ground, but looked like he was down on the play. They'll spot him down at the 22.5-yard line. And again, Greenwood got some great pressure on the quarterback. But Weehunt, I think one of his strengths is definitely when he does have to tuck the ball, he is very elusive, makes the first guy miss, gets positive yardage.
I wish he wouldn't have turned back inside. I think he had it to the outside.
As Adam Puckett sent to punt the ball away for Southside, will stand on his own 10-yard line. Back deep for Greenwood will be Jaden Jasna, who will stand at his own 42-yard line. Here's a snap to Puckett. It's a good snap. Here's a kick, a low-line drive. Punt that's going to be fielded by Jasna. He's going to cross midfield, will be tackled at the Southside 47-yard line. That's Landon Chafee. We've called his name several times already in the ball game tonight. Makes the play for Southside, and that's a dangerous punt right there. It was a low-line drive. Good job of Southside getting down there, holding it to 7 yards.
It's really hard to get up under that punt because it's already down the field before you even leave the line of scrimmage.
And again, Southside's going to have to make some things happen on the offensive side if they're going to stay in this ball game tonight. We've got 7:13 to go here in the first quarter. Southside trails 7-zip. As Greenwood will go with 2 receivers wide side of the field, 2 receivers short side of the field. Now they have a man in motion. Presley looks that way, looks down the field, has all day to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. He's being chased by Sean Rogers, throws the ball to the sideline, going to be tipped away. Great job defensively by Jay Washington at the 32-yard line, knocks the ball away.
And very one of those plays where you're wondering where's this going to wind up, and I think the Greenwood quarterback would have been better off just to tuck and run, get what he could get, but he was trying to make something. We've got a flag on the field, and I'm not sure.
As long as he had time to throw the ball, it's got to be holding, right?
I would think so.
You take that one.
Southside did try to bring pressure, and that's what forced him out, though. And I think that's going to be one of the keys, make him uncomfortable.
And it's going to be on Greenwood, it looks like, as they're going to move back. Well, I'm not sure. Now he's looking like he's going to move it to Southside. So against Southside.
We still haven't had a call, though, have we?
I don't think they know. This group has been confused since the game started. So now he's going to go back and.
Ooh, it is against Greenwood.
He must have crossed the line of scrimmage. I didn't see that.
I sure didn't see it myself, and, we've had some of those mysterious crossing the line of scrimmage in the past.
I think it might have been on the lineman, though. I think it was a lineman downfield was the signal that he actually gave, because Presley was in the backfield, and I don't think he was. So Presley takes a snap, has time to throw the ball. There's some holding over there off the corner. Good coverage. It'll be a completed pass for about 5 yards on a diving catch. Making the catch is Trayton Dawson.
But we did hurry him, and a hurry counts when we're looking at something like this.
They'll bring up third down, 3rd and 10. Big play here for the Southside defense. 6:41 to go here in the first quarter. Southside trails 7-zip. Presley takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, looks down the field. Will roll to his right, still looking down the field. Will throw the ball, going to be, look like it maybe one hopped it, but they're going to call it complete at the Southside.
It is short.
38.5-yard line. We'll bring up 4th down, 4th and about 1.5 yards.
I believe they're going to go for it, Keith, and with their momentum in that side of the field, I don't know why you wouldn't.
No reason not to, being Southside 38-yard line. They'll go with 2 backs in the backfield as Presley looks to the sideline. He's trying to do a hard count to try to draw Southside off side. So far it hasn't worked. Here's a snap to Presley. It's a high snap. Southside gets in the backfield. They're going to throw him for a big loss. Southside will take over on downs. That big old Landon Chafee.
Big play, and couldn't come at a more opportune time. We were talking about what are we going to see between week 1 and week 2, and we have seen the defense show up.
And Landon Chafee, what I told Coach off air, one thing I noticed about this Southside defense, whether it's Sean Rogers, Leighton Johnson, Landon Chafee, these boys will hit you.
They will hit, and they're tackling better and more crisply than we saw last week.
Good series for Southside. They'll take over on their own 42-yard line. Great field position. Exactly 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Southside trails 7-zip.
Better field position than what you had your first possession.
Again, Southside will go with 2 tight ends as they'll have Bogner. Now he'll go to his fullback position. He'll go strong left this time. Here's a snap. Handoff to Washington up the middle is going to get hit at the 45-yard line. Will gain 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs.
3 times 3 is almost 10, so we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to stay with our game.
And if you're going to run the Mike Malham offense of theory, you'll run it that 4th time, get that 1st down. So
I don't know if we hold to that theory.
That scared me. He'd be on his own 20-yard line.
Yeah, no punts.
He wasn't going to punt the ball, kind of like Kevin Kelly at PA. Weehunt calls out signals. It'll be a tight formation for Southside. Here's a handoff off the left side to Washington. Tries to get the corner. Boy, he is hit at the 44-yard line. Going to lose a yard on the play. And
Greenwood smelled that one coming. They had the guard and the tackle pull, trying to get out in front of him. And I thought for a minute there they had a wall that was going to work, but Greenwood snuck under it.
Well, you see the quickness of the Greenwood defense. That might have been a play that Washington may have been better served, maybe try to turn it up inside.
Yeah, if they're going to over-pursue, then inside is your route.
They're going to be 3rd down, 3rd and long for the Mavs, 3rd and 8, as they'll go trip set to the wide side of the field, just to the right of Weehunt, 1 back in the backfield. That's Washington. Here's a snap. Looking to throw the ball is Weehunt. Well, he's going to be sacked and dropped for a loss back at the Southside 38-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't see anything quick for him to go to, and most of that pattern was very deep, which takes time to develop.
I'm wondering on Southside, too, Philip, as you watch the ball game tonight, they're really struggling giving Weehunt any time.
Yeah.
They may be better off, maybe try some quick hitters.
Yeah, Greenwood's not doing anything real fancy. They're just beating us off the ball.
And last week, Nathan Bogner got involved in the offense from his fullback. Maybe use him as your 3rd option. Again, Puckett's a snap over his head, and they were setting up a return.
He can get it off.
Yeah, he's got all day. This is weird. There's the kick, and it's going to be a fair catch at the 44-yard line. That's a break for Southside because they had return set up. Nobody rushed the punter. The ball's over his head. He picks the ball up, and he's standing there looking for anybody.
It's a decent kick, but on the scorecard, it's going to show about 10-yard net.
And we laughed at that last week. That was the best catch of the game for Southside, was that one-handed catch that Puckett had. And then he booted a 50-yard punt, which would have been longer if the return man hadn't dived on the football.
Yeah, he actually had a very active game.
A stack set to the short side of the field for Greenwood. Here's the snap. It's a quick slant pass over complete at the midfield stripe. He'll be knocked out of bounds there, making the play for the Southside defense will be Dakota Wareheim. On the catch for Greenwood is Caden Taylor. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
That's a pretty generous spot from the linesman on this side.
Here's another quick slant pass, again complete. He's at the 45 inside Southside territory, past the 40 down to the Southside 38-yard line. Again, that is Caden Taylor on the catch. Just a stack set, get the ball out. It's basically almost setting a screen over there for him.
Yeah, we're going to have to adjust and bring a defender over because we're leaving 2 on 3, and that's in anybody's math game, that won't work.
Here's a snap. They look that way again. Want to pump fake it, take it deep down the field. Going to be, oh, what a great catch over there. Good coverage into double coverage. What a great catch at the 15-yard line. Again, I believe that was Peyton Carter on the catch. It'll be first and 10 to 15. You can't do anything about that. You had 2 coverage guys there. He just made the play.
Maybe their head could come around a little quicker would be the only comment.
Presley calls out signals, takes a snap. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson, cuts inside the right side. We'll get about 2 yards on the play. Good coverage by Southside. Jeremiah Van Hook over there for Southside making the play along with Eli Lyles. And it's going back to what you were talking about. In that case, it's not a big thing, but Lyles, your safety, comes up, makes a play, but only a 2-yard gain.
On that, I mean, they have the field spread, and it's just hard to catch up.
Here's
sometimes.
a high snap and a handoff to the back coming around. That's Wilkinson. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, Southside makes another good play as Van Hook gets off the play along with Leighton Johnson. Will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 8. What I've noticed about this Southside defense early is when you get inside their 20-yard line in the red zone, they toughen up.
Yeah. Well, of course, the field becomes smaller, but they get a sense of urgency about them, and I really like the way they're playing tonight, even though the score may not indicate that.
Greenwood will go with a trip set wide side of the field. Here's a snap. Presley goes the other way with the ball, throws the ball, going to be incomplete. What a great job by Chase Rayna over there, knocks the ball away. They had that matchup that they wanted over. That was intended for Peyton Carter. Carter's 6'4", but Rayna, along with Dakota Wareheim, make the play for the Southside defense.
Keith, is it too early to call a field goal by Greenwood a victory?
No, it's not.
It certainly is. Now, they may fake out of this, but it's a very long 4th down. I think they'll go ahead and kick it.
Yeah, Jackson Stewart will check you in to attempt a 30-yard field goal. Ball is down, kick is up, and your kick is
good from 50.
Good. I was going to make sure it went between the crossbar. We've got 2:27 to go here in the first quarter. Southside now trails 10-zip. Be back with the Greenwood kickoff after this. It's the Southside Maverick Football Spirit 106.3.
Chafee Construction wants to exceed your expectations as your local fully licensed contractor, specializing in no job that is too small or too large. Chafee Construction does roofing, siding, gutters, concrete, HVAC, plumbing, electric, flooring, painting, windows, and more. Whatever your needs, remember Chafee Construction can do it all. Locally owned, state licensed, and insured for your protection. Chafee Construction, 434-5203.
Proud sponsor of Southside Football. Go Landon!
Back to the stadium and more Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Well, Southside stiffened up there and forced a 30-yard field goal for Greenwood. Greenwood now leads 10-zip, and it's coming down to a situation. Southside's had the ball twice, 3 and outs. They've got to get some offense going because your defense, you take that first drive, and Dalton touched on that first drive, even though it wasn't a lot of time consuming, it was an 11-play drive. You can't have that. You're going to wear that defensive is going to wear down after a while. And here's the kick by Greenwood. It's a deep kick, and Jay Washington will take it at his own 5. Crosses the 10. He's at the 15, at the 20, at the 25. Has one step. Oh, he's about one step away. We'll get across the 30-yard line. Let's take it down to the sidelines with Dalton Person. And Dalton, great job by the defense getting the stop there, giving Southside a chance.
Absolutely. I'm still struggling to get over that punt. I've never seen any play like that one where everyone is already backed up. This does not happen, and you do not hold them to 3 points if not for that punt getting off like that.
Exactly. I've never seen a punter, when it's over his head, to turn around and nobody's there, but they had the return obviously set up on the play, and really a break for Southside that they did. Southside will start this drive. They're on 27-yard line, their 3rd drive of the ball game, and they'll go strong right this time as they bring the tide in motion. Here's a handoff up the middle to Washington, crosses the 30-yard line. A good hole over there. Marlon Briggs along with Alvin Trong opened up a hole as he crosses the 30 up to the 33-yard line. And You're going to have to be stubborn, Philip. That's all I can say. Be stubborn and run that football.
Between the tackles is where it's at for us, especially because Greenwood's D-line is a little bit undersized. And they've had that same squad, their 4 down linemen out there all game. I don't know if they have anybody else they can spell them with, but you can wear them down pretty quickly.
Again, second down, looked like a hard count by Weehunt trying to draw them off sides. Again, second down, 2nd and 5 for the Mavs. Here in the end of the first quarter, as Weehunt calls out signals, hands the ball off to Washington, will be hit, dropped at the 34-yard line. There's a hole there, but what you notice about this Greenwood defense is, I believe that was 32 making the play for Greenwood. That was Tayshawn Leader. They are very good at closing.
Very good at closing, but here's the thing. You keep running that ball between the middle, and every one of those plays is a little damage in the armor. And so maybe it got a yard or two, and people think, well, that was a waste of time, but it's not. If we leave it up to Coach Williams, he knows what the method will work.
Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for the Mavs. Weehunt wants to throw the ball, throws it complete to Connor Austin for the first down. Gets across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. The first down of the night for the Mavs, and that's big, just keeping that football.
Very big, and what was the difference on that, Keith? Quick.
Exactly.
Stand up, wasn't no 7-yard drop or anything, just the one step, boom, find your guy and go.
You don't think they're listening to us down here, do you?
Well, I think if they would listen to us, you know. No, I'm just kidding. They're fine coaches, and they know what they're doing.
Exactly. And I've noticed the difference, too, is they don't have a 25-second clock. It's now a 40-second clock that
Continuous.
starts. Yes.
That's a little weird because right now they broke the huddle, and there's 10 seconds left.
Again, 1st and 10 for the Mavs. This will be the 4th play of the drive as Weehunt calls out signals, takes a snap. Here's a handoff to Washington up the middle. Will surge forward to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. They'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 8 for the Mavs.
Excellent again, right between the tackles. So in no way do I believe they're listening to us on the radio.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. It looks like we're down to 7 seconds. Southside's going to let the quarter run out. At the end of the 1 quarter, Southside trails 10-zip. Be back with the start of the 2nd quarter after this. This is the Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Art's Barbecue and Burgers has the best burger in town. And every Saturday, enjoy any burger at Art's and get $1 off. Try Art's Bacon Cheeseburger, topped with house-smoked bacon, or the Art Attack with bacon, ham, and a fried egg. And all of Art's burgers come with a mound of fresh-cut fries, or upgrade to Art's homemade onion rings. $1 off all burgers every Saturday at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, 8203 Rogers Avenue, next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
And now more exciting Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back as we start the 2nd quarter. Southside will have 2nd down, 2nd and 8 at their own 44-yard line. They trail 10-zip. Hey, check out some of our sponsors. Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house. No credit check financing. Made in the USA. Recliners, sofas, beds, tables, and chairs. Made in the USA appliances, washers, dryers, stoves, refrigerators. www.frankrowefurniture.com. Let's take it back down the sidelines with Dalton Person. And Dalton, you got to feel pretty good about the first quarter for Southside. Greenwood had a chance to get some more points, but they were able to step up, get some holds, and now the offense moving the football.
Yeah, the offense is going to have to be able to establish the run against Greenwood. This is a team known for their speed, their quickness on the sidelines. All the difference is going to have to be made in the trenches, both on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball for Southside.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 8 as we start the 2nd quarter. Southside will go with 2 backs in the backfield. Now Washington goes in motion. Here's a snap to Weehunt. Weehunt steps up in the pocket. Well, he's hit right as he throws the football. Can't get much on that one.
Maybe hurt, too, because that was sure an awkward position that he took that blow. They're crashing that outside, and our tackles have got to be a little quicker. Instead of reaching out with their hands, they're going to have to move their feet and get position.
Yeah, that was big on number 99, Jordan Hanna. He had a brother last year that actually is a walk-on for the Razorbacks this year. Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for the Mavs. And again, we go back to, if you're going to, I like the idea of throwing the ball on 2nd down, maybe give them a different look, but it's just going to it's got to be quick.
Got to be quick. We don't have time for long patterns.
Dimitri Lloyd goes in motion from left to right. Here's a snap to Weehunt. Here comes the heat. Here's the throw. Going to be incomplete. And there's a bump on the play, but the ball was incomplete. Intended for Connor Austin at the Greenwood 44-yard line. Southside will have to punt the ball away.
I think if he had been in control when he took that bump, but he was already stumbling for whatever reason, I think that's why the referees let that one.
Well, that too, and I think the ball was going out of bounds. I don't think it was a catchable ball. Yeah. So as checking in will be Adam Puckett. Puckett hoping that, as Dalton was talking about, he gets a good snap this time, because I think Greenwood may be coming to bring it this time, knowing that.
Just remember, we don't need heat rows on the punting team.
Yeah, here's a snap. It's a good snap. Here's a good punt by Puckett. It's going to be fair caught at the Greenwood 25-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start their fourth drive of the night through 25-yard line. They lead Southside 10-zip, 11:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, I think, Keith, what we're seeing so far is Southside is gaining ground. Field position is swapped a little bit. We're getting there, but we don't want to be down 17-0.
Exactly. Need a hold here for the Southside defense as Jace Presley takes a snap, wants to throw the football, looks down the field. Here comes the heat. Oh. He's hitting the backfield and dropped back at the 17-yard line.
Only thing that would have made it better if he brought his hand down and stripped him of the ball, but that is about as textbook a blindside as you could ever find.
Yeah, I think that's Jeremiah Van Hook. I'd ask Coach. I said we didn't call Van Hook's name very much last week, but I think he must have heard us on that, too.
He got the message. He got the message. And so did the Greenwood quarterback.
It'll be second down, 2nd and 16. Here's a snap to Presley. He wants to throw the ball. Will throw a pass going to be complete across the 30 up to close to first down territory. They'll spot him just short at, looks like at the 34-yard line. On the catch is Peyton Carter as Chase Raynham makes a defensive play. Will bring up third down, 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. And that's been the big play for them right there, has been just get that ball out in space, and we're not getting to it. You give them space, they make the first guy miss. Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 1. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson. Going to be hit, going to be dropped. He's going to lose yardage back at the 33-yard line. He gets a nice spot at the 34-yard line.
Well, let's see how confident Coach Jones is now in his offense. On the own side of his field, 4th and 1, I think he's going to kick.
He's going to punt. Van Hook led the charge for the Southside defense. Jeremiah Van Hook, along with Landon Chafee, are playing lights out tonight.
Greenwood can't run the ball yet. We'll see as the game progresses, but so far Southside has taken that feature away. But what another victory. We're talking about victory of a field goal. We've got a victory of a punt right now.
Yeah, Jackson Stewart checks in to punt the ball away, stands at his own 20-yard line.
I don't know if he knows how to do it. He doesn't do it much.
He's going to get one off here. It's going to be a good punt, going to be a fair catch by Eli Lyles. And,
why didn't you do that?
He fumbles the ball away, and it's picked up by Greenwood, and he's going to take it to the house for the touch. They're going to stop. They're going to call him down, and Greenwood will have the ball at the 31-yard line. A poor decision by Eli Lyles. You just got to let the ball hit. You can't make that. You can't do that.
You know, if you're up under the ball, that's great, and you got confidence in your hands, but he wasn't. And when you're reaching, anything can happen, and that was proof of it right there. So actually what we did was we gave Greenwood about a 50-yard gain on the play.
Just got to play it smart. Wasn't a very smart play, but, hey.
That's why we play the game,
Your
right?
defense has got to step up, down 10-zip, as they will go no backs in the backfield, trip set wide side of the field. Here's a snap. Presley wants to throw the ball, throws the ball complete. The man falls down. He gets inside the 10. He's down to the 5-yard line. On the catch is Peyton Carter, who's had a big first half here for Greenwood. What I want to talk about, Phillip, is snowball. You get an injury or you have a turnover, and it just seems like it snowballs. Turnover, big play.
Well, you know, defense has in their head we can get a water break, and then all of a sudden you're screaming for them to go back on the field.
Here's a handoff to Wilkinson up the middle. Let's see. Touchdown, Greenwood.
Well, we talked about a few minutes ago, Keith, we didn't want to be 17-0 because that puts a lot of pressure on your offense. And I'm not saying the game's over. Nothing's over. That's why we continue to play 4 quarters. But we've seen some improvement, but we've got to fix some of those little things.
Well, that's a series. We saw it last week. We fumbled the ball to start the second half. It's just hard when you're off the field and you've been on the field so long to come out there and make plays, and the extra point is up and it's good. 9:37 to go here. Southside now trail 17-zip. Be back with the Greenwood kickoff after this. Here's the Southside Maverick football on Sprint 106.3.
People say that Links at Chaffee Crossing is the best barbecue they've ever had and a great place to sit down and watch the game on TV. So come on in and discover Links at Chaffee Crossing for yourself. A relaxed atmosphere, great barbecue, delicious sides, mouth-watering burgers, plenty of TVs to watch the game, a game room with a pool table, and more. Good food and good times await you at Links at Chaffee Crossing off Custer Boulevard, Fort Smith.
Back to the Mavericks game now on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back. That was a two-play, 31-yard drive for Greenwood, a 2-yard touchdown run by Hunter Wilkinson, and it was a drive where made a mistake on special teams. You can't do that. You can't make mistakes. You've got to play. They played pretty clean up till then. Southside getting a little momentum, picked up their first down of the ball game. That's all pretty much for naught now.
Yeah, now you've put yourself in a hole of 17 points. The only way to get those points back is one at a time, but we're going to have to work, and we can't be punting this offensive possession. We need to come back with points.
Now Jackson Stewart will kick off again for Greenwood. Back deep for Southside will be Jay Washington along with Eli Lyles. I know nobody feels worse about what happened than Lyles does on the muff play. Looks like Greenwood is offsides every time they kick the ball off. There comes Washington at the 10. He's at the 15-yard line, finds an outside hole, will get across the 20, will be tackled at about the 22, 23-yard line. That's where Southside will start their drive at their 23-yard line.
If you're just doing stats tonight, Washington may be leading the whole state in kickoff returns, just about everything almost the goal line when he gets it. And so far he's getting 20, 25 yards every return.
Well, that's a positive. You just don't want to have a lot of them during the game.
I'm trying to find those positives, Keith.
First and 10 for the Mavs. They'll start this drive on their own 23-yard line. They trail 17-zip, 9:30 to go here before the half. Lee Hunt calls out signals, has two receivers set. Now they'll go in motion. He'll bring Bogner to backfield along with Washington. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Washington. Sees a hole and finds a hole across the 25, gets up to about the 27, maybe 20. They're going to spot at the 27-yard line. Be a gain of 4 on the play. Brings up second down, second. Let's give him 5. Be second down and a long 5.
Very basic play. It was just a trap play, but Keith, you saw it. You could have drove a car through that hole.
But it closes quick. That's the thing. I mean, the offensive line really doing a pretty good job tonight of setting the holes. It's just a matter of getting that just a tad quicker maybe. Again, second down, second and 5 for the Mavs. Here's a snap, handoff to Washington. Hits the hole hard, will be hit and dropped right at about the 30-yard line. Brings up third down, third, and let's call it 3 for the Mavs.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You're on schedule. Just don't lose what's going on, and that's going to be the key. And this is no time to say, well, let's pass the ball. 3rd and 3, have a little confidence in this run game because, remember, we're wearing that D-line down for Greenwood.
Exactly. Like I told Coach, I said, we're getting used to those with what we had going on with Gatewood last year. We had the 3-5 receiver sets, and now we go with the 2 receivers tied in fullback. You know, it's a totally different game. As Southside will go with the fullback again. Bogner in the backfield, strong left this time for the Mavs. Here's a snap, handoff to Washington. Going to be hit in the backfield, going to lose 2 yards.
He didn't come to his hole. The hole was actually there, Keith. I think, though, there was a little bit, as a line coach would say, there was too much trash in front of him for him to get to the hole.
That's a good way to put it. I'm sure Dalton Person will like that one.
Dalton would be the trash master. He could break it down for us.
You got to have guys that are willing to get involved and maybe upset someone or two on the defensive line.
Exactly. The Southside will be forced to punt the ball away again, and it's not been a good offensive night for the Mavs. They only have 1 first down as Adam Puckett checks back into the game. Back deep for Greenwood will be Jaden Jasna. Will stand back at his own 38-yard line. Here's a snap. Here's the punt. It's a low-line drive punt that's going to be filled by Jasna. Will return this one. Will get across the 40. Going to be hit and dropped. A good comeback play by Southside, and I'm going to try to get the number of who made the play for the Southside.
15.
Number 15.
It's going to be McCade Moody.
Yeah, he's actually a backup quarterback, but he actually overran the play, almost made the play, and then came back and made the tackle. And that's what you need, is that good hustle. That's what I do like about this team is you talk to Coach. These kids like to play football. They worked hard this week, and they're just going to keep working. They're going to keep improving. And as I said, you may not notice it all the time because of the caliber of competition.
That's right. And remember, championships held in December, not in September.
As Presley calls out signals, now looks to the sideline and is going to walk towards the sideline as
they're going to call timeout.
Oh, we've got an injured Maverick on the play, and with the injury, we'll go ahead and take a timeout, too. It's the Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
In Shady Point, Oklahoma, on Highway 59, just across the border of the Arkansas line, there's a little cabin on the side of the road that serves the best jerky in the world I know. Hal's Beef Jerky is the place you gotta go. Hal's Beef Jerky. Hal's Beef Jerky. Hal's Beef Jerky is the place you gotta go.
House Homemade Beef Jerky in Shady Point, Oklahoma.
Wheeler Power Sports is proud to be a part of Southside Maverick football. Just like the professional educators at Southside High School, Wheeler Power Sports has served Fort Smith since the 1960s. They are Fort Smith's only factory authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and now the Mahindra Roxor brand. That's 4 quality, exciting, reputable brands all under one roof. Visit them online at WheelerPowersports.com, on Facebook, or at 901 North 11th Street in historic downtown. Wheeler Power Sports. Get out and ride.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
Back to the stadium and more Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Injured Maverick was Eli Lyles. Here's a quick slant pass complete. That's to Carter. He's going to be hit and dropped at the Southside 47-yard line by Chase Reyna.
We're still in that little short passing game that Greenwood always stays with. Of course, the final stats will show that was maybe in a 30-yard play, but it's only 2 or 3 yard pass.
Levi Russell will check in for Lyles, working that at safety position. Here's the snap, another quick slant pass complete. And there should be a flag on the play. That's going to be to number 84 is Justice Randolph, but there was a guy blocking down the field, and that pass was actually past the line of scrimmage, so it should have been a penalty on the play. No call there. It'll be 1st and 10 for Greenwood at the Southside 41-yard line. After this play, we'll go down to Dalton Person, see if he can give us an update on Eli Lyles as Greenwood goes with a stack formation. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson, going to be hit and dropped at the 40-yard line. Making the play for the Southside defense is big old number 39. That is Sam Sanders. Let's take it down the sidelines with Dalton Person. Dalton, have you got us an update on Eli Lyles?
I'm looking right now, guys, and it's hard to tell. It could just be a cramp. You know, you get a lot of these early in the season. But hope to have more for you later. He's up and moving around now.
That's good news.
And as we go back to play, it's another completion down at the Southside 25-yard line, complete again to Peyton Carter. Carter's done the most damage tonight, making the play for the Southside defense as Levi Russell will be 1st and 10 at the Southside 25-yard line. As Presley calls out signals, has one back in the backfield, now has a man in motion. Here's a snap. Presley wants to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. That's Landon Chafee making the play back at the Southside 34-yard line. Would be a loss of 7 on the play, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 17.
What made that beautiful, Keith, was there's just a slight delay to that, so it wasn't just a massive jailbreak on the ball snap. A little bit of delay, lineman got lost and couldn't find him as he come through from the mic position.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 17. Here's a snap to Presley, a quick slant pass out complete, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. And I've got to ask this question. I'm not a football expert, but it appears to me every time they throw that play, there's somebody blocking down the field.
They're already blocking down the field, which is against the rules. The only way you can have somebody blocking down the field in front of you is if the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
And that ball's well 5 yards over. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for Greenwood. And now we've got a whistle on the play.
Is it equipment malfunction? No, it's timeout.
Yeah, timeout by Southside. And with that timeout, we'll take one, too. This is Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Got that rattle, squeak, and roll, or that noise you can't control? With affordable pricing on repairs and replacements, the Car Clinic can get you noise-free and on the road again. Wheels, tires, and brake replacements starting at $199 for most vehicles. Needing a fresh look? Let the Car Clinic do your upgrades and accessories. Window tint, the best prices on Scorpion bedliners, car audio and electronics. The Car Clinic will get your car looking fine and sounding fine again. At the corner of Roberts and Chad Colley. The Car Clinic, ready to serve you. 551-2420.
And now more exciting Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Well, it's a big series here for the Southside defense. Southside trails 17 zip, 5:32 to go here in the second quarter. It'll be third down, 3rd and 10 for Greenwood. The ball will be at the Southside 26-yard line, and we were just talking up here that what Greenwood is doing, they're blocking down the field while the ball's in the air. That's pass interference, but so far Southside has not got the call. We'll see what happens as the game goes on. Presley calls out signals, now has a man in motion. Here's a snap to Presley, looks to throw the ball. Will throw the ball over the middle. Going to be complete at the 20-yard line. It's going to be hit, and they're trying to push him forward, and he'll be stopped at the 17-yard line. Again, that is Peyton Carter on the catch again for Greenwood.
Well, you know, and that's 4th down. They're going to go for it. There's no doubt about that. But it is a chance here for the Southside defense to make a stand.
Yeah, checking in the ball game will be Aaron Ligon at running back. A little surprised we don't see actually Wilkinson's in there too at running back along with Ligon. And now we're going to have an
official timeout.
Official timeout. Southside will make a defensive substitution.
I think that's going to be the same rule as you have to give opportunity to the defense if you make offensive switches.
Here's a snap. Here's a. I don't think he got it. No, he didn't get to the 15. Short. He's way short. What a great job by Southside. This defense is just, they're tough.
They came to play, and tonight we've talked about who's going to lead which unit. They are the leaders tonight.
You know, Jack Hannon makes a play. The D-line has played well with Rogers, Hannon, and Van Hook have done a great job. If he got this first down, it's going to be
I can't believe they're measuring.
Spot. Yeah, it's going to be a bad spot. There's no way that was a first down.
Guys, if I can jump in here, what you're talking about with these linemen going downfield, you oftentimes hear as an ineligible receiver downfield. It's a very important thing for the defense to know if it's a run or a pass, and they're watching those linemen to figure that out. That's why it's important to call that.
So if you know that, then you just ignore that guy going down the field, get away from the block. And
this is an incredibly bad spot.
It was.
We're what, 100 yards away, and we can tell that wasn't a first down?
He never got to the line of scrimmage.
No, that was very generous.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Should have been a loss on the play, which we know it can't be a first down if it's a loss.
Nonetheless, a good effort by the Southside defense.
Excellent.
Presley calls out signals, takes a snap, wants to throw the football, looks over the middle, will throw the ball to the end zone. Going to be a touchdown. What a great catch. So give him credit for that. Again, I believe that was Peyton Carter on the catch.
They are looking for those mismatches, at least size-wise, and they're finding them every time. But you got to put the pressure back on him and make him uncomfortable, and then he looks very ordinary.
We'll put an asterisk by that one because I think they didn't get the first down. So.
Well, yeah, and they've been blocking down the field, so we got a lot of issues there.
Jackson Stewart on for the extra point. Waits on the snap. He jumped on the play. Here's the kick. And
they called it.
Guys, that's one I've never seen before. The
false start on the kicker.
A false start on the kicker. You got to love it. Hey, we're seeing all kinds of special teams things tonight. We've seen that. We've seen a snap over the punter's head by 10 yards with no rush. I mean, only in Greenwood.
Well, I mean, you go back to that punt play. They're a well-coached team. They did exactly what they were told, but nobody on that field thought for themselves, did they?
No.
What do I see? And kind of like the old Lou Holtz philosophy, win. What's important right now? They wasn't even worried about that. They knew what they'd been told.
Stewart will try this one from 25 yards now. Hasn't been an issue so far. Here's a kick. It's up.
No good.
And it's wide right.
Wow.
Southside trails 23 zip. Be back with the Greenwood kickoff after this. It's the Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Warning, the prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 0 Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Back to the Mavericks game now on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back. That was a 6-play, 45-yard drive, a 16-yard touchdown pass from Jace Presley to who has been the big target tonight, Peyton Carter, for the touchdown. A great catch by Carter. Really pretty decent coverage by Southside over there. And we were talking during the commercial break that Southside definitely has to control the football. Down 23-zip, we can't give up any points before the half.
No, and if we could get some of our own, that's going to make it a little easier. Looking straight out of our press box perch here, you will find a bad moon is rising. I don't know if we have any Creedence Clearwater Revival that we could play as bumper music, but it might be appropriate because we have seen some strange things happen here tonight.
Well, let me say this, and I don't know what it is, but you need to look it up. That moon is a light moon, and it will only happen. You won't see it again in your lifetime. I heard this the other day.
Yeah.
And he took it in the end zone. Southside will start this drive on their own 20-yard line. I know Dalton Person's going to be looking at the moon now after seeing that. He's got to check this out.
Dalton,
That's
are you
right,
there?
guys.
Okay.
Be first and 10 for Southside to start this drive on their own 20-yard line. It's not been a good first half for the Southside offense. Really nothing's worth. They've got one first down and just been a struggle. But on the other side of the ball, the defense, I think, has really played, even though they're down 23-zip, the defense has played well.
Hey, you take what you can get. It's a long season. This is only game 2. We're going to be just fine. Remember, the team that won the playoffs, all the marbles for Southside didn't win very many.
Here's a quick pass to Connor Austin. Gets across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. Good start for the Southside offense here. Making the play for the Greenwood defense is Colton Tuck. Will bring up second down, 2nd and 4 for the Mavs.
More like a 3-step drop, just boom, boom, pass. And that's what it's going to take because they are quick. They're undersized on the Greenwood D-line, but they are quick, and they're getting around our linemen.
I would like to see Nathan Bogner get more involved in the passing game, too. We saw it a bit last week, but he's that third option I think can really help Southside as
and
we got one
dial
to
him
throw.
up. Dial him up.
They had the open receiver over there that was intended for that was actually Bogner on the play.
That's what I was saying. You just dialed him up, and he couldn't make the catch. It was a little bit of a weird angle anyway.
Bring up third down, 3rd and 3 for the Mavs at their own 27-yard line. 3:57 to go here before the half. Southside trails 23-zip.
I was really excited that not this series but the last series they had a couple plays where they were running 2 tight end set, but before they snapped the ball, they'd pull the tight ends out and make them more of an upstanding blocker instead of a line blocker, because I thought that's what we need to do, just stay between the tackles.
Again, the big third down here for Southside. As Bogner goes in motion. Washington in the backfield. Here's a snap to Wee Hunt. Wee Hunt rolls to his right. Here comes the heat. He's going to look, throws the ball down the field, will just throw the ball away. And again, Southside, as seems to be the pattern tonight, will go 3 and out.
Just like we talked about, when you get that Greenwood quarterback moving, it's hard for him to find somebody. That was the same case there for our quarterback.
The frustrating thing is for the Southside offense trying to find themselves is the fact that your defense is playing relatively well, and they've been on the field, but at what point does the defense break down?
It's going to have to happen. I mean, it's just a law of averages. Again, it takes less energy to play offense, and we're really taxing our defense now at this point. 3:49 left, and as we said, we can't afford to give up any more points.
Adam Puckett stands back at his own 14-yard line. We're going to have a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one, too. This is Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Could be dialing up that old fake blood.
Franklin Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on in to Frank Rowe Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Frank Rowe Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Frank Rowe Furniture. You always win at Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Chafee Construction wants to exceed your expectations as your local fully licensed contractor, specializing in no job that is too small or too large. Chafee Construction does roofing, siding, gutters, concrete, HVAC, plumbing, electric, flooring, painting, windows, and more. Whatever your needs, remember Chafee Construction can do it all. Locally owned, state licensed, and insured for your protection. Chafee Construction, 434-5203.
Proud sponsor of Southside football. Go Landon.
Back to the stadium and more Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Here's the kickoff by the punt by Southside. Punt punts it in, and Jasna takes it. He's inside the Southside 30. Will be pulled down at the Southside 23-yard line.
That's demoralizing right there because you might as well went for it on fourth down.
I think so. But what was demoralizing about that, Philip, was the fact we had on first down we gained 7 yards.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've got a quick update from the field on the status of Eli Lyles. He was just reevaluated by the trainer, Coach Griff, and he is now out.
Okay. Not good for Southside. As Levi Russell will take his place. Here's a quick swing pass out. Southside stretches it out, and that's Wilkinson will be hit and dropped at the 18-yard line.
It's a nice tackle. Nice open field tackle by Eli Lyles.
No, actually, that was Levi Russell making the play for the Southside defense.
Correction, number 8.
Big gain of 4 on the play brings it up second down, second and 6 for Greenwood. They lead 23-zip, 3:10 to go here before half. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to, and he's going to walk in the end zone. That's actually going to be down at the goal line. That's Wilkinson. They'll spot him at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, the Southside interior defensive line just gave up on that play.
It's hard, though, Philip, when
you're on your heels.
You've been on the bulk of the game's been played at your end all night, and I think the defense is just wearing down here as Greenwood looks like they may take it in again. Checking in the ball game will be number 41, Aaron Ligon. Ligon will get the handoff, will be hit the goal line. Let's see.
Well, you never know with this crew.
Yeah, they're going to give him a touchdown. Looked like they might have stopped him short, but Ligon gets the touchdown. 1-yard run.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to my friend down there, the linesman. I don't see any other way around it.
Well, I had to laugh. I was here, I think it was 4 years ago. We had a linebacker, Caleb Chairs, intercepted the ball, ran it back about 30 yards inside the Greenwood 30. They called a hold on us. They were trying to figure out the hold where it was at. In the meantime, Chairs is 10 yards out of bounds, gets clocked. Nobody saw it.
We don't have time for that.
Yeah, Stewart in for the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 2:45 to go here before half. Greenwood now leads 30. Zip be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. It's the Southside Maverick football. Sprint 106.3.
Jewelry is something special given to someone special, and at Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, we understand that you want the very best for your money. We only use the finest quality diamonds and gemstones versus selling promotional quality items. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry wants to be your personal jeweler. If you can dream it, we can make it. From custom jewelry to repairs and watches, all services are done in our store. Cheshire's accepts all credit cards and offers 12 months same as cash financing. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, where our customers become our friends.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against skinned knees and sibling supervillains that won't share. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local Shelter Insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Find your insurance superhero at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley.
And now more exciting Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back. That was a 2-play, 23-yard drive, a 1-yard touchdown run by the Greenwood running back, Aaron Ligon. Greenwood leads 30-zip. They'll kick off again. What I've noticed, too, they've had 2 drives, Philip, two-play drives, a fumble on special teams, and then the punt return. So special teams have not been so special tonight for the Mavs. Here comes Washington on the return, has an open field, is at the 30-yard line, at the 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. Be knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Most positive play of the night, and we talked about that in the break. Washington's getting close to breaking one of these, and that time the blocking was there. He was scooting through the holes, and that's your end result. Greenwood doesn't have anything to match his speed.
Southside will have the ball, the best field position, obviously, of the night. So I'll spot the ball. Actually, at the 13-yard line. That's where Southside will start.
Go ahead, Dalton. I'm sorry.
He's had a lot of reps returning the football, but that's the second time he's almost broken it. Washington got stopped up and tripped over himself early. We saw him almost take it to the house that second time.
Yeah, and that is a play that we needed.
Here's a handoff to Washington up the middle is going to be stuffed at the 15-yard line. Going to lose 2 on the play.
Actually, it was number 2, Dakota Wareham. And he did not hit that hole with any confidence, and Washington has been hitting that hole with confidence. But I'm not sure the hole was quite there that time.
They'll bring up second down, 2nd and 12 for the Mavs. Yeah, Wareheim will play a lot at running back for Southside. He'll alternate a bit. And you don't have a lot of size at running back if you're Southside with Washington along with Wareheim.
The difference between Dakota and Washington is going to be that first step.
And Southside's going to let the clock run down. It's down to 10. They will hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a bit surprised that they don't go ahead and take their last time out here. Here's a snap to Wee Hunt. Wants to throw the ball, throws the ball. Swing pass going to be dropped over there. He had Washington inside the 10-yard line. Would have been close to the first down. Drops the ball, brings up third down, 3rd and 12 for the Mavs.
Not only close to a first down, but it might have been a touchdown, and that was a perfect speed, perfect play, set up. Greenwood wasn't ready for it, and the ball just slips through his hands.
Southside will check Jake Tyler in the ball game for Nathan Bogner.
You got to love the wheel route because you know you're getting a matchup with a linebacker. Greenwood doesn't have a linebacker that can run with Washington. I'd come back to it again.
Again, Southside will go trip set to the wide side of the field. A stack formation in the slot. Kel Sheets checks in the ball game for Southside offensively. Here's a snap to Wee Hunt. Will throw the ball. Throws the ball as an open receiver, and the ball is knocked away at the last second by Greenwood. We'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 12. And I don't think Southside's got a field goal kicker.
No.
And Greenwood's going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one, too. You're listening to Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
Back to the Mavericks game now on Spirit 106.3.
Well, it's just a matter of timing. That was a play. If Wee Hunt gets the ball out maybe a split second earlier, Southside is on the scoreboard. Greenwood takes a timeout, obviously thinking they can go ahead and try to get to the mercy rule here before the half as they lead Southside 30-zip with 1:41 to go here.
Yeah.
And Keith, they actually called that timeout before the play was ran, so it's going to be 3rd down again.
Okay. That's a break for the Mavs. Man in motion is Josh Hannon. Here's a snap as Wee Hunt wants to throw the ball over the middle. It's going to be incomplete as he hops it at the 5-yard line. And there's a timing issue right there because I'm not sure if the outside receiver was supposed to go inside, but it looked like neither receiver turned around to find the football.
I think that was going to be a spot throw, and for whatever reason, nobody was at that spot because it was like both receivers on this side of the field, the near side to us, were in like a go pattern, which a go pattern in the end zone sometimes doesn't make any sense. It's got to be corner, middle. You've got to have some kind of cross to it to use that extra 10 yards to your advantage.
Again, it'll be 4th down for the Mavs, 4th down and 12 at the Greenwood 16-yard line as Wee Hunt calls out signals, takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, throws it deep to the corner of the end zone, going to be incomplete as he overthrows the intended receiver, Connor Austin, and Greenwood will take over on downs. They'll get the ball at the south side. At the Greenwood 17-yard line. Again, south side, it wasn't 3 and out, it was 4 and out this time.
Hey, at least we were on the right end of the field and all set up by a great special teams play, a great kickoff.
Great return by Washington. He's kind of been the one bright spot, if you want to look for a bright spot offensively for Southside, has been Jay Washington. And I know Dalton touched on that earlier, the fact that he has been out there making some plays. Again, a big series here for the Southside defense, 1:33 to go here. Trying to stay out of the mercy rule in the first half as Presley calls out signals, has 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers split to the wide side of the field. Now we've got a whistle on the play as I believe Southside was in the neutral zone, we'll give him 5 yards.
Yeah, normally not called until after the ball is snapped, but I believe there's a high school rule that they have to stop play.
It is. Be 1st and 5 for Greenwood. I think that's irrelevant at this point. Here's a handoff to Wilkinson. Comes off the left side. Has a big hole there. Crosses the 30. Will be knocked down at the 32-yard line. Chase Rain along with Dakota Wareheim will get him at that point. Will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was just it was like everybody did an inside slant, and they went straight past it. The Greenwood offensive line did a good job of rolling up that end.
Be 1st and 10 at the Greenwood 33-yard line. Remember, we'll name our Portsmouth Flooring offensive, defensive players of the games after the game tonight. As Presley wants to throw the football, throws it over the middle, going to be incomplete. Good coverage over there by Southside. On the coverage for the Mavs is Sam Sanders. Will bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 10. 1:15 to go here before the half. Southside trails 30 zip.
On that play, the linebacker dropped deep. That guy come across his spot, and he played him straight up.
Greenwood goes trip set wide side of the field. Here's a keeper. No, it's a handoff. That is Ligdon on the carry. Will get a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
Greenwood is very well coached, and even on that tackle, he still got 2 yards because he fell in the right direction. I mean, when you're teaching kids to fall in the right way, I mean, you're really coaching them up.
Greenwood different formation this time. Again, they have 2 backs in the backfield. That's Ligon along with Wilkinson in the backfield, along with Jace Presley. Presley wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, has all day to throw it, throws it over the middle. Going to be one hop to his intended receiver over there.
I think he wanted to go to 89, but 89 was covered well by the Southside secondary.
Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. 51 seconds to go here. Again, you're looking for moral victories, and it would definitely be one for Southside if they can hold them here to stay out of the mercy rule.
Hey, you get the ball back in the start of the second half. Greenwood got it first and come right back out, pop a score out, and we're back in a ball game.
Just do better than we did last week.
I sound like Rick Schaefer, don't I?
Wilson goes in motion. Jace Presley is going to throw the ball out to him at the 48-yard line. Going to be hit and knocked down over there. I believe that was number 21 for Southside on the coverage. Kobe Evans makes the play. Good hard tackle by Evans in one-on-one territory. We're down to 35 seconds on the clock.
The thing I liked about it was it was still a zone approach. We actually have a Southside player down right now. I believe it's going to be 39.
That would be Sanders down the play, and with that injury, we'll take a timeout too here. Just in Southside Maverick Football, Spirit 106.3.
Cherry Berry self-serve frozen yogurt offers 50 rotating healthy flavors and 100 toppings. Simply grab a cup and start swirling. Add toppings ranging from granola, cereals, and fresh fruits to all kinds of candies, sprinkles, and even a variety of nuts and syrups. After the creation is complete, weigh and pay by the ounce.
And do the Cherry Berry, do the Cherry Berry, do the Cherry.
At Cherry Berry, the possibilities are endless as you have complete control.
Cherry Berry in the Fort Smith Pavilion.
That's how you do it.
Warning, the prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 0 Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Your home for Southside Mavericks football. KZKZ Greenwood Fort Smith. Family-friendly radio. Spirit 106.3.
As we get back to action, a completed pass to Peyton Carter, and now a snap here to an open receiver, and he had him down the sideline. It was an odd-looking play as they tried to get the ball to Hayden Allen, had a step on the defender. The ball's overthrown by Jace Presley, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 at the Southside 43-yard line. 13 seconds to go here, and barring a total breakdown, Southside at least should hold them to a field goal.
I got confidence we're going to hold them on this play right here.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 10. As Presley calls out signals, Greenwood goes trip set wide side of the field. One receiver short side of the field. Now they bring a man in motion. That's Wilkinson as Presley wants to throw that way. Here comes the heat. He's going to be sacked back at the 45-yard line. Good play there, making the play for the Southside defense, and McCade Moody. Moody's an interesting story. This young man broke his leg last year He was the quarterback for Chaffin, and with that, we'll go ahead and take a timeout, too. So Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
The office of Dr. Henry J. Udodge Jr. and Dr. Henry J. Udodge III at Udodge Orthodontics has been a respected provider in our orthodontic care community since 1972. The top priority of their practice is to provide you the highest quality orthodontic care in a fun, friendly, comfortable environment. They utilize the latest technological advances in the field of orthodontics to ensure that you receive the most effective care possible. Udodge Orthodontics, 782-3021. Go Mavericks!
Back to the stadium and more Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
A correction on the play. Booty was close to the play, but making the play for the Southside defense again was Jeremiah Van Hook, who's had an excellent first half here for the Southside defense, as this will probably be the last play of the first half as there's 5 seconds on the clock.
We're in a prevent look defense.
Presley takes a snap, looks down the field, still looks, will throw the ball towards the end zone, and Southside knocks the ball away at the last second, and that'll end the first half. Southside trails 30-zip. Be back with the scoring summary and other thoughts on what happened in the first half after this. It's the Southside Maverick Football Spirit 106.3.
Wheeler Power Sports is proud to be a part of Southside Maverick football. Just like the professional educators at Southside High School, Wheeler Power Sports has served Fort Smith since the 1960s. They are Fort Smith's only factory authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and now the Mahindra Roxor brand. That's 4 quality, exciting, reputable brands all under one roof. Visit them online at WheelerPowersports.com, on Facebook, or at 901 North 11th Street in historic downtown. Wheeler Power Sports. Get out and ride.
Franco Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on into Franco Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Franco Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Franco Furniture. You always win at Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
Hello, radio listener. Are you enjoying the football game tonight? How would you like to be sitting in the warm, relaxing, and highly beneficial swirling waters of your own hot spring spa? A spa can be both relaxing and fun, and a great end to an exhilarating football game. So hurry into Burton Pools and Spas at 6121 South Zero to check out the great deals on pools and spas. Burton Pools and Spas. Let them show you how to get your feet wet without getting in over your head.
Warning! The prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 0 Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
This is the Southside Mavericks halftime report on Spirit 106.3. Brought to you by Frank Rowe Furniture, the best seat in the house.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. I'm going to be joined here at halftime with Dalton Person, who is our sideline reporter and doing an excellent job on the sideline. But I'd like to remind everybody real quick, Chafee Construction, one call does it all, 434-5203. Again, 434-5203. Dalton, let's start off tonight with what are some of your positive takeaways from what you saw from the Southside offense, defense, and special teams?
Philip, it's hard to believe, but I have to think that one of the positives from the first half is that the defense surprisingly does look quite a bit better. And I say surprising because the score is 30-0. However, the defense has made significant improvements from just a week ago. They've been the victim, however, of a short field for Greenwood and bad special teams play for much of the game. I would also say that Washington's and his big run on the kickoff return, almost an equally big run, a couple prior to that, have been positive as well. Other than that, though, I'd have to say I'm struggling to find a whole lot of positive.
All right, and I think you answered, two of the phases of the game that we've been talking about. Offensively, we saw some good things, and I think you'll agree with that. Keeping it between the tackles, the quick three-step drop instead of a 5 or 7-step drop seemed to be more successful. Well, what are some things you're seeing Greenwood defense is giving us that we need to capitalize on this second half?
Southside's story in able to win against Greenwood has always been be able to wear them down over the course of the game. However, when you get behind 30-0, it's difficult to do that. I believe you're going to start seeing Greenwood give you the ability to run the football more. Power offense between the tackles and say, take that from us. However, Southside's going to want to start passing the ball more to chip away at this lead. So I'm not entirely sure what we'll see from the Southside offense here in the second half.
I know that injuries have already played a part, as they do in every game and every season, and it sure hurts to lose Mr. Lyles, Eli Lyles, number 1 from your safety position, one of your leaders on defense.
Absolutely, without a doubt that hurts, and I can give a report on the injury that occurred just prior to the half, too. Sam Sanders, a linebacker, number 31, appeared to have hurt his left shoulder and was being evaluated by the trainers prior to the half. I hope to have an update on his status here in the second half as well.
All right. We're going to go back to some of our sponsors right now, and we'll be rejoining you here again with myself and Dalton in just a moment. We'll be right back. Southside High School football on Spirit 106.3.
Heaven forbid you get a cracked windshield, but if you do, you need to call Mr. Auto Glass. Mr. Auto Glass provides the highest quality service in the area. Customer service and safety are the top priorities for all of their customers. They can take care of your insurance claims. They offer in-shop as well as mobile on-site service, and most jobs can be completed in the same day. Locally owned since 1988 at 3017 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. Give them a call, 782-4441.
Franco Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on in to Franco Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Franco Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Franco Furniture. You always win at Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Jewelry is something special given to someone special, and at Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, we understand that you want the very best for your money. We only use the finest quality diamonds and gemstones versus selling promotional quality items. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry wants to be your personal jeweler. If you can dream it, we can make it. From custom jewelry to repairs and watches, all services are done in our store. Cheshire's accepts all credit cards and offers 12 months same-as-cash financing. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, where our customers become our friends.
Football season is here at Crabtree RV in Alma. We make tailgating with your favorite team very affordable, with discounts up to $15,000 off new fifth wheels and $10,000 off new travel trailers. Check out deals like the new Catalina with patio for as low as $249 a month. Browse the area's largest indoor showroom and explore the new 2020 styles from Grand Design and Coachman Freedom Express. That's only at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Wanting a fresh feel, look, or decor for your home or space? Wasted Repurpose Marketplace has your specific look to fit your budget and your personality. Handpicked, vintage, antique, farmhouse, and so much more decor will have your visions becoming reality. Wasted also has it all for your fall, home, and holiday decorating. Voted a Best of the Best finalist for 3 years in a row. Shop at Wasted, 1520 Towson Avenue, or find them on Facebook. Wasted Repurpose Marketplace, 1520 Towson Avenue.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is the only place to watch the Hogs. Watch every game at Joe's. Enjoy half-price apps during the game. And with TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat. Half-price appetizers like brisket nachos, Mexican pizza, 10-layer dip, or Joe's humongous sampler platter. All half-price. Watch every Hog game at Joe's. Half-price apps during every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. Philip Peavy-House, Dalton Person. We're giving Keith the halftime off because he worked so hard. This is his 20th year. He got a new contract, and it's a part of his pension plan, so we're just rolling with it. Don't forget, Frank Rowe Furniture is our season sponsor. They're at 405 4th Street in Barling. Best seats in the house, no credit check financing. Their stuff is made in the USA. Recliner sofas, beds, tables, and chairs, appliances, washers, dryers, stoves, refrigerators. 479-478-7006. Tell them Keith Evans sent you. Dalton, we're being entertained right now by the Greenwood High School Marching Band, but we've got a second half of football to play.
We absolutely do. And I think what you'll see is some improvement on the south side of the football. This is one of their main rivals just south of town from Fort Smith, and I think everyone who grows up and goes to Southside, this game means something too. So I fully expect this team to come out full speed, play with passion, and not let the scoreboard get in the way of putting forth a better effort here in the second half.
Going back to your old 7A West days, would you rank this rivalry right up there with Bentonville?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, this is near the top. I remember the year 2007, following winning the state championship, Southside started the year with Greenwood. Southside won the state championship in 2006 in the largest classification, yet started the year with the loss to Greenwood. So in 2007, the next year, we opened the year again with Greenwood, and that game meant something that year. And it was a very close game. Southside pulled out the victory, and yet finished the year with a losing season. So I say that to say, you know, this game means a whole lot to this squad, 7A, 6A, no matter what. You win a state championship when you lose to the other side, and you have a losing season when you beat them.
Hey, I'm going to play Alex Trebek just for a second here, if you don't mind. Who was the quarterback for Greenwood that year you're talking about, when 2007, when you beat them on Southside's field?
Oh, that's an easy one, Philip. Former Arkansas Razorback and NFL quarterback Tyler Wilson. Yes, Southside Rebels beat them in their losing season of 2007.
Very close game, very good game, hard-fought game. We'd like to see that again in the Southside program, to see not only did you do it as the Southside Rebels, but now you're doing it as the Southside Mavericks and continuing to carry on that great tradition. It starts on fields just like this. We know that. So, Dalton, give me your keys to that second half.
I think the defense has to keep doing what they're doing, which, again, sounds surprising given that the score is 30-0. However, if they limit the big plays, this defense did quite well in the first half, including several fourth down stops. The special teams have to be much more consistent, and that includes all phases of the special teams. A lot of Greenwood's field position was due to poor special team play, with the exclusion of Washington's long return. On the offensive side of the ball, there's a lot that needs to be improved. This is a defense at Greenwood whose largest lineman is 261 pounds. There is no reason that Southside should not be able to run the football against this defensive squad. However, you got to match that with the ability to throw the ball in the air to chip away at this lead. So I expect to see, as a key on the offensive side, establish the run, but part two is establish a consistent passing game, whether that's short passing game or, as they try to do early in the game, but were unsuccessful, let plays develop and take a strike down the field every now and then.
Dalton, wouldn't you agree what you're seeing on the Southside offensive line play that needs to be cleaned up is there's too much trash at times? Guys are getting blown off the ball instead of taking the line of scrimmage the other way?
Absolutely, without a doubt, Phillips. You need to see better play from the offensive line here in the second half.
And maybe we will. And, this team's going to improve. Still a very young team, very few seniors. And we know we're headed in the right direction. We've got a great coaching staff. And we're going to go ahead and take a break now at this time. About the time that we're coming back, Dalton will probably be cornering Coach Jeff Williams. And he's going to be speaking with him about his keys to the second half and Coach's impressions. So this is Southside Maverick Football. You're listening to Spirit 106.3. We'll be back in just a moment.
Life would be so much easier if you could afford a reliable car. If you could get approved for financing and move past your credit history. With Byrider, it can be easier. Choose from our inventory of quality cars, all with great warranties or optional service plans. Plus, we'll work with your credit challenges to try and get you approved for financing. So you can stop saying if and start moving forward. Byrider. Buy, finance, drive on. Begin your online application today at byrider.com.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
In sports, success is measured in the number of points scored, in games won, and in championships earned. At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, and being there when you need us. In fact, 9 out of 10 people surveyed with a claim would recommend Shelter to a friend. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
For a free insurance review, contact Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley.
Calico County is serving great American food in an atmosphere full of American memories. Their hearty portions are served with your choice of over 20 side items. They also have half-pound burgers plus a great selection of soups, sandwiches, and fresh salads as well. And their homemade cinnamon rolls will melt in your mouth. Calico County is cooking breakfast every day until 11 a.m. Visit their website, calicocounty.net, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or your catering needs. Roll on in to Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
Wheeler Power Sports is proud to be a part of Southside Maverick Football. Just like the professional educators at Southside High School, Wheeler Power Sports has served Fort Smith since the 1960s. They are Fort Smith's only factory authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and now the Mahindra Roxor brand. That's 4 quality, exciting, reputable brands all under one roof. Visit them online at WheelerPowersports.com, on Facebook, or at 901 North 11th Street in historic downtown. Wheeler Power Sports. Get out and ride.
Jewelry is something special given to someone special, and at Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, we understand that you want the very best for your money. We only use the finest quality diamonds and gemstones versus selling promotional quality items. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry wants to be your personal jeweler. If you can dream it, we can make it. From custom jewelry to repairs and watches, all services are done in our store. Cheshire's accepts all credit cards and offers 12 months same as cash financing. Cheshire's Fine Jewelry, where our customers become our friends.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. We're at the half. Southside trails 30-0, and it's been a game where, I'll just say this, it's a game where Southside has not played that bad. You look at the 2 snafus on special teams that hurt us. The defense has really played their heart out. They've made some big defensive stands. We had one series, we thought we held them on downs. They got the first down. We did hold them on downs on another series. So the defense not really giving them up at the big plays. They've played well, but where the game has really been lost, obviously, has been the special teams. But I really go back to the offense. The offense has only had one series where they had more than 3 plays.
Yeah, and that is just such a debilitating backbreaker because you can't get anything going. And more importantly, you're not giving your defense that good rest. Think about it. They're not even on the sideline enough to be engaged with the offense is doing, to be that in the game as a cheerleader saying, let's keep this going, because that's the unit that's easiest to score. We were talking about just a few more minutes ago off air that we need the defense to step up and become a scoring machine. That's asking a lot, because that's not easy to do, but they, so far tonight, are our leadership unit.
The defense has done a good job of tackling. You're not seeing a lot. They've had some breakdowns on defense, obviously, but for the most part, the defense has done a good job. Landon Chafee's been solid all night. Jeremiah Van Hook has really stepped it up this week. Sean Rogers, big game. Leighton Johnson, big game. The secondary's played relatively well, but, you know, it's a game where if your offense is no help, and I don't mean to harp on that, but that's exactly what's going on. If your offense can't control the football, then you're not going to stop this Greenwood team all night.
Yeah, and I'm really concerned about number 39, Sam Sanders. I don't know if you heard Dalton's update right before we went to halftime, but he got an update on Sanders, and Sanders has got a shoulder issue. We don't know if he's coming back or not, but pulling him back, he's a linebacker, but he's quick enough. He's really helping out on those stacks on the outside where we're overmanned. And we're going to have to figure that out. You can't put two people in space and expect them to effectively cover three folks.
You know, hope we don't lose him, but we are next week. I'll get back Jack Clark. He was a junior linebacker last year. He played quite a bit. He had I believe Coach said, a torn ACL. He's already recovered from it. He's ready to go. It's almost like a miraculous recovery.
Wow.
So hopefully we'll get him back next week. Again, we're at the half. Southside Trails 30-0. Be back with Coach Williams after this. Listen to Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Cherry Berry self-serve frozen yogurt offers 50 rotating healthy flavors and 100 toppings. Simply grab a cup and start swirling. Add toppings ranging from granola, cereals, and fresh fruits to all kinds of candies, sprinkles, and even a variety of nuts and syrups. After the creation is complete, weigh and pay by the ounce.
And do the Cherry Berry, do the Cherry Berry, do the Cherry
At Cherry Berry, the possibilities are endless as you have complete control.
Cherry Berry in the Fort Smith Pavilion.
That's how you do it.
Warning! The prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 Zero Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. We've got Dalton Person on the sidelines waiting to try to get Coach Jeff Williams, if we can get a word in here in just a minute. He's trying to parade through the players right now, and he's down there with Coach Williams. Take it away, Dalton.
Coach, how do we get the offensive rolling here in the second half?
Well, we got to execute. We've not executed. We missed the blocking assignments and missed some reads, throwing and catching. And, I mean, it's always one or two guys making mistakes, and offensively you can't do that. You know, all 11 got to be on the same page.
On the other side of the football, how does the defense prevent the big plays?
Defensively, we made some big plays on fourth down and things. Offensively, we've just put them in such a bad position. They've been on the field so long, and if you're out there that long against Greenwood, I mean, they're going to score points. And we got to get the defense off the field and sustain some drives.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
I think Coach hit it on the head, just what we were talking about, Philip, the way things are, that the offense is going to have to step it up here in the second half.
It's some kind of weird ESP, like we're both watching the same ball game, because you wonder sometimes from what coaches say to what commentators might add and what referees do, you wonder, are we all on the same page? But, I mean, Coach Williams sums it up in a nutshell there. Offensively, we're not executing. Defensively, we're getting weary. Offense is the only one that can take away that weariness from the defense.
Exactly. We're at the half. Southside Trails 30-0. Be back with the second half kickoff after this. It's the Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Stand by for the second half of today's game. The Mavericks halftime report on Spirit 106.3 was presented by Frank Rowe Furniture, the best seat in the house.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
Got that rattle, squeak, and roll, or that noise you can't control? With affordable pricing on repairs and replacements, the Car Clinic can get you noise-free and on the road again. Wheels, tires, and brake replacements starting at $199 for most vehicles. Needing a fresh look? Let the Car Clinic do your upgrades and accessories. Window tint, the best prices on Scorpion bed liners, car audio and electronics. The Car Clinic will get your car looking fine and sounding fine again. At the corner of Roberts and Chad Colley. The Car Clinic, ready to serve you. 551-2420.
And now more exciting Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
And catch the West Ark Plumbing and Expert Drain Cleaning Services post-game show, where we will name the Fort Smith Flooring Group players of the game. West Ark Plumbing and Expert Drain Cleaning Services, water, sewer, and gas that keep you flowing, commercial and residential, 646-5151.
You know, Wheeler Power Sports sells some of the greatest products you'll ever find on 4 wheels and 2 wheels. They make it easy, 479-226-8724.
You got Chafee Construction. One call does it all, 434-5203. Travis Chafee, Landon's pappy, is just a great guy. He does a lot of stuff with the youth here in town, and, you know, y'all need to give him a call. If you have any building projects you want to do, he's your man.
I think he also does some property management, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he does.
Well, it looks like we're about ready for a second half of football here, and I'm just hoping that Southside is ready. I know Greenwood will be.
Well, Greenwood came out trying to get those last points there at the half, and that was a good job by the Southside defense of denying Greenwood. They tried to get into the mercy rule so they could run some different players in the second half. And I'll talk about this, and this may not be the last time we're in the mercy rule. I'm not trying to be negative by any means, but I do not like the mercy rule.
No, it takes away from the flow of the game, the time of the game, and the reps of the game. And reps are so important for this young team that Southside has right now, whether it's a negative rep or a positive rep, because, you know, on film and in sessions during the week, we're going to learn from those negative reps.
And every kid out there works as hard as all the kids do. They all work the same. Those kids get a chance to play. You know,
it's almost a rich get richer and a poor get poorer kind of stance.
Jackson Stewart will kick off and start the second half, as Southside will be receiving the ball. Will go to Jay Washington at the 5. He's at the 10. He's at the 15. Looks for a hole at the 20-yard line. Will get up right at the 20-yard line. That has been probably the best coverage Greenwood has had on kickoff returns tonight, as Southside will start the opening drive of the second half at the 20-yard line. Point that Coach made about being in the right position to make plays. We saw that when Southside had the ball at the 15-yard line. They threw a pass. Neither receiver turned around. The ball was thrown where nobody was at, which is actually a dangerous play in itself. If Greenwood sees that, comes up, makes the INT, it goes to the house. But that's what he's talking about, miscommunication. You got to be there. You got to be sharp.
Got to be that well-oiled machine, and right now we're a few weeks probably away from being there.
B. Hunt takes a snap. He'll hand the ball off to Washington up the middle. Washington will fall forward down to the 24-yard line, making the play for the Greenwood defense. Again, we've called his name several times tonight. Tayshawn Leader makes the play. We'll bring up second down, 2nd and 6. Don't get away from this. We saw it earlier. We picked up 7 yards on first down, tried to pass the football. Be stubborn.
This is our identity right now. And here's the other thing. He came across from the defensive end to make that play, but he's chasing. That wasn't a straight-up play.
And second down, 2nd and 6 for the Mavs. The Southside goes stack set to the left of Wee Hunt. Wee Hunt takes a snap. Wants to throw the ball that way. We'll throw the ball over the middle. It's going to be an open receiver, and he drops the ball. That was Jake Tyler. Not an easy catch at the 43-yard line, but you got to make it.
It was open. Was open. Great pass thrown. The only person that had a chance at that pass was Southside. I was wondering why he was so worried about how far out the wideouts were, and I got to thinking, you know what, he might be throwing the ball to one of them. But again, under our coaching standards, we keep it between the tackles, right?
Exactly. Again, third down, third and four, which has been the theme of Southside tonight. Not been a good night offensively. They got better in the second half last week. Let's hope it happens again here tonight as Hunt takes a snap. I'll throw a pass over the middle, and again, miscommunication. Connor Austin was the intended receiver. He stops the route. Colin Daggett, if he comes forward, catches the ball, walks in the end zone in the passing lane. Again, miscommunication between the receivers and quarterback.
Yeah, Jake Tyler was also in the same area, number 31, and I don't know why you had two guys that close. We're only sending out 2 or 3 guys on each pass pattern anyway.
Jaden Jasna back deep, stands at his own 44-yard line. As Adam Puckett will punt the ball away again for Southside. Here's the punt. It's a high booming punt that's going to be caught by Jasna. He's at the 40, 45-yard line. 2 blocks in the back. He cuts it back across the field at the 40. He's at the 35. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Leaps over a man, touchdown.
Well, that's disheartening to see because just right here in front of us, we're seeing penalty after penalty. And for whatever reason, the referees don't want to pull out the laundry. Dalton, have you got something?
This one might be coming back, guys.
You did see a flag?
There is a flag on the field at the 47-yard line.
Okay, so I stand corrected. There is laundry.
You called your buddy down there.
Yeah, I texted him. Said, come on.
I counted 2 in the back. That was a great return, though, nonetheless, by Jasna. Block or no block, he went all the way across the field, and he's a weapon for Greenwood that you're going to see later on in the year. Will make some big plays, has tonight, and will probably continue the rest of the year.
There was a cutback move to his play there. It wasn't where they designed the play to go, but, you know, you get a couple blocks in the back, so you can make anybody look good. That's a big one right there, Keith. That's pushing them back even further. And might I add on that punt, there was no adventure story to be told by the punter. That was just straight up, good snap, good kick. And, of course, you'd like to have that coverage a little closer when he catches it.
Greenwood will start this drive on their own 37-yard line. Presley calls out signals. Has trips set to the wide side of the field. 2 receivers short side of the field. He'll throw the ball out. Going to be complete for maybe a yard gain on the play. On the catch is Jay Strozier. Brings it. Actually, they'll call it the line of scrimmage.
Defensive end Jeremiah Van Hook was getting his hamstring rolled on the sidelines a minute ago, but he's back out there at defensive end.
Yeah, he's played a solid game tonight. Need him back out there again. Second down, 2nd and 9. Here's a quick pass over the middle. Going to be complete across the 45-yard line up to midfield for another Greenwood first down.
The secondary tried to jump the interior route. He just went 1 tier up since they've got 3 guys on the same side and found the open guy.
That's Peyton Carter. And Carter, we don't have stats, but he's got to be well over 100 yards tonight.
I think so.
Presley calls out signals. No back in the backfield. He wants to throw the ball again. He pump fakes, still looks. Here comes the heat. He's going to be hit, and Sean Rogers is going to chunk him down back at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that won't be a forward progress play, even though they're trying to say it was, because he was actively trying to get away.
He was going backwards at the ball.
That actually is a big break for Greenwood.
They're going to spot the ball back at the 41. Should be back about the 36-yard line. Good play by Sean Rogers. Nonetheless, brings up second down, 2nd and 19 for the Bulldogs.
I'd rather see 2nd and 24.
Here's a snap. A quick pass going to be complete. And he's going to be across midfield to the south side 47-yard line where Landon Chafee makes the play for the south side defense.
Yeah, and that could have been a 5-yard gain, but several missed tackles.
Big third down here for Southside. Again, they trail 30-0, 9-12 to go here in the third quarter. Presley calls out the signals, wants to throw the ball, does a pump fake, will throw the ball complete to the receiver who gets the first down. Is it the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Well, we talked about we needed a stand. They did have a break at halftime, but you got to be able to make the play. And, again, 3 or 4 missed tackles doesn't help you.
Yeah, you can't do much about that. He just takes it down the sideline, and we've seen that about 3 times tonight where they've had 2nd, 3rd, and long, and they hit us for the big play.
Yeah, it's really a backbreaker for your defense. And now, I guess, Keith, the mercy rule will be in play.
Yep, the mercy rule will start up now as Stewart's in for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:56 to go here in the third quarter. Southside trails 37-zip. Be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. This is Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Life would be so much easier if you could afford a reliable car. If you could get approved for financing and move past your credit history. With Byrider, it can be easier. Choose from our inventory of quality cars, all with great warranties or optional service plans. Plus, we'll work with your credit challenges to try and get you approved for financing. So you can stop saying if and start moving forward. Byrider. Buy, finance, drive on. Begin your online application today at byrider.com.
Heaven forbid you get a cracked windshield, but if you do, you need to call Mr. Auto Glass. Mr. Auto Glass provides the highest quality service in the area. Customer service and safety are the top priorities for all of their customers. They can take care of your insurance claims. They offer in-shop as well as mobile on-site service, and most jobs can be completed in the same day. Locally owned since 1988 at 3017 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. Give them a call, 782-4441.
Back to the Mavericks game now on Spirit 106.3.
That was a 4-play, 53-yard drive for Greenwood. And again, we talk about it frustrating the fact that you had them third and long. They were able to get the touchdown. It's a product of the defense wearing down.
It is, and it takes a lot of energy to play in that secondary and figure out where they're going to go, and you're chasing a lot of that time.
Here's a low kick by Stewart. It's going to go
out of bounds.
Southside will have good field position to start this drive.
You know why they're doing that? Washington's getting 20, 25 every time. They're just going to say, hey, give him the 35.
Well, he's been the only threat so far to do anything.
I'm not kidding. If you pull up Max Prex tomorrow, he may be leading the state kickoff returns. Not a bad nugget to take away from this game.
Probably all-purpose yards too. So
maybe so. He's had an excellent game, but one player can't do it all.
What I have noticed about Jace Presley, though, as a quarterback, he doesn't like to run the football.
Doesn't at all. If you can make him uncomfortable, that's going to be our key.
Yeah, he's not looked to run the ball. He's felt the heat at time or two, but has got away from it. Here's a first down play for Southside. Handoff to Washington. Cuts it back to the inside. We'll get maybe 3 yards on the play, where leading the charge is Bryce Pettigrew from his linebacker position. Brings up second down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs.
I just hate to see us leave the run game. We left the run game in that other possession, Keith, that other series. And to leave a run game 3 or 4 yards every play.
Again, second down, 2nd and 7. Southside trails 37-zip. They'll go strong left with Nathan Bogner along with Jay Washington in the backfield. Here's a handoff again to Washington. Is going to be hit, tries to drive forward, and will get to about the 40-yard line.
Oh, and a fumble. That scrum just lasted too long, and I guess somebody reached in and took the ball away from Washington.
Well, speaking of a scrum, you had Marlon Briggs down there, and the guy jumped on him, and he was complaining to the referee, and the referee just kind of threw his arms up like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, be a referee. That would be so unusual, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Again, 1st and 10 for Greenwood. They'll start this drive on the south side 39-yard line, and
if I didn't know better, I'd think this referee crew had a long drive home and they want to get started early.
Well, Colton Payton will check in at quarterback for Greenwood. They'll have 2 new backs in the backfield. A lot smaller group here in the game now for Greenwood. Here's a snap, a handoff to the running back. He has a hole off the left side. We'll get down to about the 35-yard line. That is Caden Franks running the ball for Greenwood.
All indications are that Presley's night is over, and he had a heck of a night. First half alone, 22 of 27 for nearly 250 yards.
That's a good ball game for Mose. Here's a fumble on the play, ball on the ground. Southside looks they may have it. I think they do at the 42-yard line.
Well, the referees are going to talk about it. Nope, they're going to give it to them. I thought they were going to have a conference over that, even though we have the ball in our hands.
Southside will have the ball on the 42-yard line as they will take over. I believe that might have been Landon Chafe. Either Landon Chafe or Levi Russell got on top of it. We've got a 6 and an 8, and it's kind of hard to see the numbers from where we're at.
I think, too, that, they kept the same line in, so we're not going to take anything away from Southside defense saying they were just going against their second group. That was the same line, their first group line that was in. They just changed out their skill players.
You're seeing a lot of sophomores playing for Southside on the defensive side of the ball, too. We talk about the experience, but you've got McKay, Moody, Levi Russell, Gavin Grant, all playing.
Yeah, and all going to pay off at some point.
Here's a long pass by Weehunt, throws the ball down the field, intended. Receiver was Connor Austin. He wants a flag on the play, but I think that was pretty good defense by Greenwood.
Pretty good defense, but he was holding his face mask as if he we can't see it from our vantage point. The referee's on that side of the field, but he was claiming his face mask was held. Dalton, you're right in front of it.
That's exactly what our receiver was saying as he was getting up. He's holding my face mask. He's holding my...
They'll bring up second down, 2nd and 10. Weehunt calls out signals, has Washington in the backfield now, man in motion. They'll go strong left this time. Here's a handoff to Washington off the right side, crosses the 45. He's at midfield into Greenwood territory. Will have a first down at the Greenwood 46-yard line.
Good, positive run play. I love to see it on the ground. I know it takes a long time to score, but, hey, we're at this point now. Let's just make this be about let's get those reps in, get that rhythm to it, keep your defense on the field, give them a break.
If you're the Mavericks, Greenwood can come and bring some subs in, but if you're Southside, you've got to keep the starters in. They've got to get some work.
They've got to have the work.
Weehunt calls out signals. Bogner lines up to the right with Washington to the left. Weehunt wants to throw the ball, throws the ball over the middle, complete to his receiver down at the 34-yard line. That is Kel Sheets on the catch. I believe we may have a face mask on Greenwood.
He had his hands up around his head, and his head looked weird when it came down, but we'll wait for the call.
Kel Sheets is your one good kid. He's the holder, getting some playing time at wide receiver tonight for Southside.
The referee must be tired because he doesn't really like to come and let everybody know what just happened.
I'll just say this, and I always get in trouble, and I hope no referees are listening, but these guys aren't in very good shape.
Well, we were right. We called it from here. It was a face mask, 15 yards.
Be first and 10 for the Mavs. The ball will be spotted at the Greenwood 19-yard line.
So we started with a kick out of bounds. Good field position to start. Look where you are now, just because you kept rhythm going.
5th play of the drive. Southside lines up stack formation to the left of Weehunt. Here's a snap. Weehunt wants to throw the ball, has an open receiver. That's Austin, who catches the ball inside the 15. Will get down to the 14-yard line, gain of 5, brings up second down, 2nd and 5. 4:54 to go here in the third quarter. Southside trails 37-zip. Connor Austin is that young man is going to have to beat the threat, big threat.
He's going to have to be, and what I really liked is getting him out in open space. And there's been so much confusion tonight, even on his routes, that I'm not sure he's on the same page with Weehunt.
Again, second down, 2nd and 5 for the Mavs. Bogner lines up to the right of Weehunt. Here's a snap, handoff to Washington up the middle. Hits a hole off the left side. We'll get down to the 6-yard line, be about 2 yards short of the first down. Brings it 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for the Mavs.
The 6 or the 11?
I'm sorry, the 11. I'm trying to get us there.
I'm with you. If you want to call that, we'll just move the end zone a little closer. I think that's one of those plays there that, man, I'm just loving watching, because if you can keep that going, you're sustaining drives.
The holes are there, but give Greenwood credit. They close quickly.
They close quick, but Washington's quick enough. That should be a flag there.
Yeah, moved in the neutral zone, be a 1st and 10, actually 1st and goal for the Mavs.
You remember back in 2006, 2007, we had a quarterback that at least twice a game could do that to the opposition. I'm trying to remember his name. I think his family owned a plumbing business.
That wasn't Hunter Horton, was it?
No, that was prior to him, prior to Trent Wilburn, whoever the quarterback was before that. This guy was incredible.
Matt O'Neill could do it good
on
our state championship team. He was very good at that. Again, 1st and goal Mavs. Here's a handoff to Washington up the middle. Fights inside the 5-yard line. Tries to go forward to about the 3-yard line. Good hard running by Jay Washington.
You know when I'll remember that quarterback's name, Keith? About 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll text you, okay?
Some of the... I'll be waiting on it.
Philip, are you thinking of Borngasser?
That's exactly.
That's my neighbor.
Dalton.
That's my neighbor.
That's exactly who I was thinking about. And you remember that, Dalton, how he could just like magic 2 or 3 times a game pull that defense off?
Oh, yeah.
The 2nd goal for the Mavs at the 3-yard line. Here's a handoff to Washington up the middle. Touchdown, Southside.
Keith, I don't care what the score is. It doesn't matter at this point. What does matter is that offensive unit went all the way down the field. They got some help on penalties, but what do you think Greenwood's been doing all night?
That was 7 plays, 58 yards, 3-yard touchdown run by Jay Washington. Washington, big game tonight. We talked about the special teams, what he's done on kickoff returns, and it's good to get rewarded.
He has been the mail carrier, hasn't he? And we started with that swinging gate look, and I don't know why we do that. I don't know who we think we're fooling, but we tried it a lot last year too. Now we're in a traditional look for a field goal.
Isaac Banda will attempt the extra point for Southside. Kel Sheets on the hold. Ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Southside now trails 37-7. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. This is Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Franco Furniture knows you are tired of all the back-to-school sales. So this September, we are going to do something different.
Come on into Franco Furniture and spin the wheel to win a swivel rocker or get anywhere from 5 to 50% off at Franco Furniture. We also are now offering 0 down and up to 60-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Spin the wheel at Franco Furniture. You always win at Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Back to the stadium and more Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back. That was a 7-play drive for Southside, 58 yards, a 3-yard touchdown run by Jay Washington. Southside gets on the board. And as we talked, Greenwood can have subs in there. It doesn't really matter. Southside has got to keep that offense in there. They got to start reps. It's all about reps now.
It's about reps, confidence. Can we move the ball? And you think about it, that's one of their best sustained drives of this 2-game season for them so far.
Southside will kick off to Greenwood. Isaac Banda will kick the ball deep for the Mavs. Another sophomore playing for Southside. Southside, a very, very young team. This senior class, there's just not really a lot. You could probably name on one hand the number of seniors that are actually playing for Southside. Here's a kick by Banda. It's a good kick. Going to be fielded at the 14-yard line. He crosses the 20. He's at the 25 up to the 33-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start their drive. On the return, that is number 86, Luke Brewer, on the return for the Bulldogs.
Quick update on Sam Sanders from here on the sideline. He has that left shoulder iced, left arm in a sling, and he is clearly out for the rest of the game.
That's this game, 2 fine defenders.
Sounds like a separated shoulder.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good if we've taken him out.
The 1st and 10 for Greenwood. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to the running back. He's going to be hit as he falls forward to the 37-yard line. Again, Greenwood going with Colton Payton at quarterback.
Almost fumbled in the backfield, Keith, and I was hoping that would go down. And next thing you know, it's 37-14. Mercy rule or no mercy rule, we're still in this game.
One thing I have noticed is when Greenwood went to their subs, they're a lot smaller than – they weren't that big anyway, but they're a lot smaller. We were looking at, I believe it was number 75, Braden Stein. Big kid, 6'5", 293. And
now this is their second group line here. Noticing that even like their guard, you're going down to number 57, maybe 180 pounds. That doesn't matter. This D still needs that same push that they've been getting.
Exactly. Again, second down, 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff to the running back. It's going to be hit in the backfield and drop back at the 34-yard line.
There is a difference on the field right now. I still think the lead's insurmountable to Southside, but there is a difference on the field right now.
That's McCade Moody making the play for the Southside defense.
I'm not trying to take away anything here from Greenwood, but you're starting to see the lack of depth that the team has as a 6A school. And that's why the goal is when you play Greenwood, you always want to be able to wear them down and late in the second half take advantage of it.
And they will tell you that too. Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Here's a snap. It's going to be a quick pass over the middle. It's going to be incomplete, and Greenwood will have to punt the ball away. We've got 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Southside trails 37-7.
Well, and that's the difference there. You got a sophomore that tried to catch a tough ball, knew he was going to get hit, heard the footsteps coming from a junior on the other side of the field. And that lets you know that this dynasty has some cracks in it. Because if you can't go deep, as Dalton is telling us, and we could see for ourselves, if you can't go deep, then it's hard to make a run in the state.
That's going to be the end of the third quarter. At the end of three quarters, Southside trails 37-7. They'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter after this with the Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
It's the place there's no place else like. Home. It's a circle of chairs around your fire pit where all the do you remembers get passed around like bowls of ice cream. It's bacon and eggs in the skillet, crackling along with the laughter.
At Shelter Insurance, we don't just insure your home, we insure all the memories that live inside it. Ask your agent for details. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter Agent Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Your home for Southside Mavericks football. KZKZ, Greenwood, Fort Smith. Family-friendly radio. Spirit 106.3.
Welcome back as we start the fourth quarter. Jackson Stewart will put the ball away for Greenwood. Takes a snap. Here's the kick. It's blocked. Ball's on the ground, and Southside's going to have it at the 10-yard line. I believe that was McCade Moody getting in there for Southside.
With the block punt, Keith, it doesn't matter who comes up with it. Wherever it lands back there, it's Southside ball.
Also, Amarian Douglas was back there for the Mavs. Southside will have 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
I do not believe that was their first punting unit. I believe that was their second.
Well, you had the same punter, though.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that was
you're right on the
blocking
blocking assignment. Yeah, I think you're exactly right on that.
When you can see the difference right there. We may fool around and have us a little ball game here, Keith. I got confidence.
Dalton, do you see anything down there when you look at Greenwood? There's a big size disparity in there between their first and second team.
Guys, we're doing a great job here, but there is a huge difference between their starters and their backups.
Here's a pass to Demetri Lloyd off the corner. Goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Southside.
I don't care which group you're playing there. That was a pretty play, Keith. That was a straight, I'm going to draw everybody this way, from We Hunt, back across, and nobody there but a goal line.
And what's good about that, too, is you're seeing your tight end get involved. And if we go back over the history of Southside football, you've had some really good tight ends that have, you talk about the John Huttons, Wagner. They've had several ones that have been integral parts of the success for Southside along with your fullback.
Don't forget the Nolan kid.
As Bandit will check in to attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 11:21 to go here. Southside now trails 37-14. Be back with the Mav kickoff after this. Just a Southside Maverick football on Spirit 106.3.
Warning! The prices are falling at Crane Hyundai Fort Smith during the year-end sales event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2020 Santa Fe's and Elantras. Plus, get a new 2019 Sonata for as low as $16,999. New 2019 Tucson start at only $19,455. Get America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Shop Crane Hyundai of Fort Smith, 3600 0 Street, and CraneHyundaiFTSmith.com. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Chafee Construction wants to exceed your expectations as your local fully licensed contractor, specializing in no job that is too small or too large. Chafee Construction does roofing, siding, gutters, concrete, HVAC, plumbing, electric, flooring, painting, windows, and more. Whatever your needs, remember Chafee Construction can do it all. Locally owned, state licensed, and insured for your protection. Chafee Construction, 434-5203.
Proud sponsor of Southside football. Go Landon.
And now more exciting Southside Mavericks football on Spirit 106.3.
That was a one-play 12-yard drive for Southside. A touchdown pass from Parker We Hunt to Demetri Lloyd. Southside now trails 37-14, and we were kind of laughing over here. We see Jace Presley getting warmed up to come back into the ballgame for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that may be the end of the second groups for tonight because, Southside as I said, could make this a ball game.
There's a fumble on the ball's on the ground, and let's see. Still on the ground. Looks like Greenwood's recovered at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Jones is not going to like that. And if you look at the 30-yard line, he is pretty far out on the field, letting them know how unhappy he is. They're getting sloppy, and maybe it's just overconfidence.
Well, what we can hope for is maybe coming back out on the field, maybe the arm's not loose, and maybe make an underthrow, INT, and get that touchdown you've been harping for the defense.
Yeah, first group is back on the field offensively.
Presley takes a snap. It's a quick pass out, complete. That's Wilkinson on the catch. He crosses the 35-yard line, will be knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have a flag on the play as a late hit by Southside defense at the 38-yard line.
I could see it, and I'm on the opposite side of the field, and I'm like, that's a late hit. There was no excuse for that. Once the player is on the white and off of the green, you got to back off.
Well, what's interesting, they've stopped the clock now for some reason.
Does it stop for penalties?
Well,
sometimes?
I don't know. And what I've never really quite figured out yet is,
I know it stops for scores.
If it goes out of the mercy rule at some point.
Well, we don't think so, right?
We don't think so, yes.
But we're playing like it is. I'm going to really watch the clock. We're going to figure this out, Keith.
That's the incentive, too, to keep kids out of the game, your starters out of the game, by not letting the clock stop. As Presley takes a snap, it's a quick slant pass complete to Wilkinson. Wilkinson crosses the 45 at the 40-yard line. Will be hit knocked out of bounds by Levi Russell. Also on the play for the Southside defense is Evan McCormick. And I'm looking up, and I'm seeing a lot of sophomores playing for the Southside defense.
Yeah, you can tell they haven't played much tonight. This is a second group as well because there's a lot of white on their uniforms and not a whole lot of sweat. 55, Creed Nally almost took that pass out with his arm.
And here goes a deep pass by Jace Presley. Has an open receiver for a Greenwood touchdown.
They like fireworks around here, and they're getting plenty of it tonight. I found it strange that a lot of the crowd was leaving a few minutes ago, and now they're all back in their seats and celebrating.
You know what was interesting? Go ahead, Dalton.
That's a very big answer by Greenwood and their quarterback, who has been very accurate all night. Just one interesting thing to note, he's apparently a better baseball player than he is football. He's already signed with Crowder College to play baseball there next year, and that makes him the third Greenwood quarterback in a row to play baseball in college.
Well, with the stats going like they are, I'm not sure that he might not be getting a football scholarship at some point. Another Greenwood quarterback that nobody really talked about when Connor Nolan was here was Luke Hales. And he last year started several games for the UCA Bears and had a very good season. So they just keep pumping them out here, and those kids do good when they get on to the next level, which I think we talk about Connor Nolan. I think Connor Nolan made the right decision to go to baseball. The young man's he's quite a pitcher. He had 3 or 4 kids he'd had to battle just to get on the field in football. Now he can focus on baseball and probably get drafted here in 2 years.
He's actually in the starting rotation. And think about that. As a freshman, that's a big deal because Coach Van Horn plays a very high level of ball.
And he got better and better as the season went on with more confidence. He got better. What was interesting about that drive was you had a lot of the Southside second-teamers in there when Greenwood went back to the first team. Of course, saying that on Rick Jones. Rick Jones didn't know that coming out.
No. That no fault on Greenwood. But give kudos to Coach Williams. He's trying to get some snaps for some guys that may be needed later. You cannot, you just can't recreate game experience in practice. You're hitting the same guys all the time. Speed of the game's different. What you're trying to work on. This is wide open football here.
And Presley's passing that. Now, that ball went down the field. It was an excellent pass he threw there, but the bulk of his passes are just 5-yard passes, and they're getting positive yardage with missed tackles. Here's the kicks. He'll be fielded at the 8-yard line. He's at the 15, at the 20, at the 25, and it's going to be way laid down and looked like he was.
Yeah, that should be a taunting penalty there. Number 99, he decided he needed to step over him after the tackle. That may be acceptable in Greenwood, but that's unacceptable on any team I'd ever want to be a part of.
Well, that was Luke Wyatt that returned the ball for the Mavs. And Luke Wyatt's one of these young men. Coach was talking about him before the game. He is the quarterback for the JV team, did an excellent job Monday night, and going to have a bright future for the Mavs.
Hey, he's playing twice a week, and it's hard to not be injured when you're playing twice a week. I don't care if you're playing JV or varsity.
Again, we'll be naming the Fort Smith Flooring offensive and defensive players of the game here after the ball game during the Westark Plumbing and Expert Drain Cleaning post-game show. Here's a snap. Hand off to the running back. I think that's Wareheim in the ball game for Southside. I'll try to get the number there. I'm sorry, it was number 22 instead of number 2. That is Jackson Riddle, and running back for the Mavs.
I don't think we've seen him yet this year, have we? So I think we're going second group, kind of a partial group here with this squad.
Wheat Hunt still in at quarterback. And the receivers, have we had a completion to a wide out tonight?
I think we've had one.
Connor Austin caught a 12-yarder. Okay.
And that was a very good play over the middle.
Again, second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a throw down the field, going to be complete over at the 46-yard line. A nice diving catch. I believe that was number 31 for Southside, Jake Tyler on the catch.
Ask me again, Keith, if we've had a wideout make a catch.
Have we?
That's what you asked that, and they delivered on you. So,
exactly.
I don't know if this is the Watergate Towers. There's been some bugging or what, but somebody's, they're really grooving what you're thinking here. They're tracking with you.
Be 1st and 10 for the Mavs. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. What I do like about this team, it was a struggle. Well, I'm not even going to say a struggle the first. Offensively it was, but defensively they played well. Here's a quick pass out to Tyler. He's at midfield at the, there's a little grab in there, and knocks his helmet off at the 46-yard line. Making the play for Greenwood is Cole McDaniel.
You know what the key was to that play and the yardage? It was just a short pass, but the yardage was created by Bogner getting out front.
I like Bogner. Bogner has been a 2-year starter.
He had to run to get there because he came straight out of the backfield, and he wasn't a part of the pass. He was going to just be the clear-out guy.
Hard-nosed kid.
Got to love your fullbacks, right? If there's not blood on their face, their nose, or the uniform, then have they really fullback tonight is what I always ask.
He's second down, 2nd and 3 for the Mavs. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Riddle. Riddle finds a hole off the left side, gets inside the 40 down to the Greenwood 37-yard line.
Guess who led that hole and cleared it out is Bogner again. He may get some kudos from old Dalton over there for the blocks that he's throwing tonight.
It was a very good hole right there.
Good hole created by the line, and then Bogner cleaned up the mess and went to that next level. And when you're blocking linebackers as a fullback, you're where you're supposed to be.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavs at the 37-yard line. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Riddle up the middle. We'll get down to about the, he goes forward past the 35 down to about the 31. Look at that big guy down there blocking old Marlon Briggs, leading the charge.
I love it. That's his gap. They went A gap and just kept it right there in the direct middle.
Be second down, 2nd and 4 for the Mavs. 6 minutes to go here in the ballgame. Southside Trails 44-14. Again, our season sponsor is Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house, no credit financing. Check them out at www.frankrowefurniture.com. Here's a run by Riddle, crosses the 30, gets down to about the 29-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of the first down. Brings it 3rd down, 3rd and 1 for the Mavs.
What you love about that was actually a play from Greenwood's playbook, and he even fell the same way that they do. Fell for about 3 more yards.
I'm going to take it down to Dalton here in just a minute after this play. I've got a question for him. As Southside making another jaunt towards the end zone, they trail in this ballgame 44-14. Wheat Hunt calls out signals, takes a snap. Here's a handoff to Riddle. Nice move as he crosses the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Dalton, I'm going to throw this out to you. Being an old lineman, you got to get the names of all of our linemen. I want these kids to all be recognized for what they do because they've actually done a pretty good job of run blocking tonight.
Yeah, they definitely have here in the second half. Of course, they might be seeing some backups here on the defensive line, but they're doing a much better job of blocking here in the second half, playing more of the brand of football that Southside's used to. And I guarantee you by the end of the year, you'll know all these guys' names.
Again, 1st and 10 for the Mavs at the 24-yard line. Here's Wheat Hunt, one to throw in the middle, incomplete.
You know, we need some bumper music that, like when you go to Dalton, like Ask Dalton or something like that, something that people really get excited about. But Dalton's completely correct. Dalton, you would know that play from your old playbook. That was nothing but red or blue Miami they've been running all night.
That's right. Classic Power is the classic name of the play. Is guard is all you've got.
Just like Coke, right? Classic. And if you're a lineman, that's what you want to do. Trying to run the football is a whole lot more fun than trying to go back on your feet to block for a pass. Here's a snap. Wade Hunt throws the ball, and he throws the ball away. And 10 for Josh Hannon at about the 18-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs.
Most of our line is about the same size, not really mobile, but if we can get that push, and that's what we're looking for, they're going to be fine. As you say, you got to be a little more athletic when you're in that pass set.
Well, you've got some toughness on that line, too. Alvin Trong, well, he'll go after you. I remember last year against North Little Rock, he got a penalty, took a kid out after the play, but it was one of those aggressive plays that they were going after his quarterback, and he took up for him. Again, 3rd down, Wade Hunt looks to throw the ball, has all day to throw, throws it to the corner of the end zone, going to be incomplete. Intended over there for Jake Tyler at about the 3-yard line. We'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 10 for the Mavs.
All right, Keith, back to our clock, and is it mercy rule, is it not? That was an incomplete pass, and the clock is continuing to run. I don't know what the metrics are for the rest of the stoppages of play, but it is running right now.
The point is, and I know what they're saying. Go ahead, Dalton.
The mercy rule is the most elusive rule in high school football, and that's a good thing that we don't know it very well.
Exactly. I think what they do is it stays in the mercy rule, and the reason they do is that's the incentive to play more kids. I mean, if you knew you went out of the mercy rule, you're going to pull kids earlier. Here's a snap on 4th down. Wade Hunt wants to throw. Here comes the pressure. He's going to try to run, going to be sacked at the 26-yard line. Southside will turn the ball over on downs.
Holding the ball in a very dangerous position, one hand extended in front of him, but we didn't lose the ball. We didn't give it up right there.
That's a play, though, on 4th down. You just got to heave it. I mean, intercepted, so what?
Yeah, you haven't lost anything, especially on the short end of the field down here.
In a perfect world, and I'm not knocking our offense, but in a perfect world, if you had Teddy Gatewood, Tyree Solomon, Ricardo Savoy to go with our defense,
I think we'd be okay. But that's not where we are, and we got to live through some of these bumps and bruises, but I promise you at the end we're going to be fine.
You know, checking back in at quarterback will be Colton Payton. He takes a snap, hands it off to his running back, crosses the 45, is at the 40, will fall forward to maybe the 41-yard line.
Well, second group can run the ball for Greenwood better than the Greenwood first group.
Well, that was Caden Franks on the carry. Not a big kid by any means, 5'5", 178.
It's easy to see that disparity in size even way up here where we are.
All sophomores playing. We saw that last year against North Little Rock. We actually had 8 sophomores on defense. We've got several more now, and obviously with the injuries that Dalton has told us about, we're going to see a lot of sophomores playing. Levi Russell, McCade Moody, a lot of these kids are going to get a lot of valuable playing time. Here's a handoff and a good defensive play for Southside. Making the play for the Southside defense is Delonte Hughes. And get this, 6'1", sophomore.
220. Good size, good-looking kid. And I think it's important tonight to just, you walk away with what you walk away. You scored twice, and your score was so emphatic there, that last one that we got. That last touchdown was really important to the future.
The score doesn't feel like the way the game was played.
No, not at all.
And they'll take a knee here, and with a knee, let's see if they have to run another play.
They will.
Well, no, they had to start the 40-second clock, and that's going to be the ball game as they'll let the clock run out. Let's go ahead and 44-14. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with Coach Jeff Williams after this. This is Southside Maverick Football on Spirit 106.3.
Hello, radio listener. Are you enjoying the football game tonight? How would you like to be sitting in the warm, relaxing, and highly beneficial swirling waters of your own hot spring spa? A spa can be both relaxing and fun, and a great end to an exhilarating football game. So hurry into Burton Pools and Spas at 6121 South Zero to check out the great deals on pools and spas. Burton Pools and Spas. Let them show you how to get your feet wet without getting in over your head.